shit.
You gonna shoot that subliminal out there. And even that nigga like. Good evening, everybody. This is we having technical difficulties? What we doing with the audio right here?
So yeah.
Okay.
We're just gonna, be here in 2 seconds. We are going to do the intro.
So they can't hear us?
They can definitely hear us.
But we can't record.
We are recording. It's just I wasn't ready.
Like you the one that said it though. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we do practice.
Right. This is why we talk about practice. What we talking about? We're talking
Practice.
about practice. Yeah. All right. In 3, 2, 1. There we go.
And we are live and we are popping. Listen, we've been past 2 minutes because we've been live, so I'll let all the pleasantries get the fuck out of the way. So I will not give you my AM radio voice. I will say, welcome to the motherfucking ish that we talk. Wow. I am I ain't the co-host. I'm the real host. I'm the host of this shit. But I always say I'm a co-host because I got 2 bad motherfuckers behind me. But anyway, I am Lele. I am with the lady that pushes all the bells and the whistles. Everybody give a round of applause for Lindsay.
Hi, guys.
I always said, and I'm going to keep on saying it, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't be able to give you the ish that we talk. Breezy Bree. She is not available right now. We wish her the best. We pray that Reebok contract is great because you don't like practice. Let's move on to what we doing right now. Hey, I got a special guest out there. I got Jazzy with me. If y'all don't know who Jazzy is my girlfriend. She's frequented the show a couple times, and she's just in the background, and she's gonna give us a lot of rebuttals. Again, this is the ish that we talk. I love for you ugly motherfuckers to come in and join us. Now, let's get back to business. You can catch us on, let me pull this up, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And if you're on Apple Podcasts, please give us a 5-star review so we can continue to give you the ish that we talk. Now, Lindsay, how's your health? How's your wealth? How the fuck have you been doing?
I've been doing well. Just had a birthday. Shout out to me.
Shout out. Bam.
So, just, here. Thanking the Lord that he gave me another year, So how have you been?
I have been as Ben can been. Simple as that. I've had my trials and tribulations. I had my ups and downs. You know what I never didn't have? It's the ill will to keep it moving. I have been popping. I have been making sure things have gone swell with my family and my team. So I cannot complain.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Love to hear it. So it's been a day. So Are you ready to get into these topics?
Let's get into these motherfucking topics, y'all.
All right. So where should we go first? Let's start light. So Young Jock. Yeah, Young Jock, Mr. is going down himself. It went down in his bank account. So he sent a Zelle, which if anybody doesn't know, Zelle is a way that you can send money from bank account to somebody else, from your bank account to somebody else's bank account. I've used it before. It's pretty cool. Well, he sent a Zelle to the amount of $1,800 to somebody that he did not know. Then tried to get the money back, and the person, went unresponsive. Then he screenshotted the text messages that he sent, put them on Instagram, and asked the world to call this person, to have this person send him the money back. So let's go over the texts. The texts are as follows. Hi, can you please return the $1,800 that I mistakenly sent to your account with Zelle? I don't know you, nor do you know me. Please do the right thing. God has a bigger blessing for you. I know you've blocked my number, and that's okay. I just need the $1,800 that was sent to your account via Zelle. Lily, what would you have done if you were the recipient of $1,800 from Mr. Young Jock?
Okay. Before I even go on my rant, I'm going to say this. Hey, every celebrity in America, we know not all of y'all are rich. Not all of y'all are like popping. Bags don't flow like they supposed to flow. At the same time, you got to take this L, my nigga. Like, ain't no motherfucking way you gonna send me $1,800 motherfucking dollars, and I'm gonna send it back to you, Young Jock. Like, get the fuck out of here. It's like the young boy that turned over all that money from the bank that one time, and they gave him like $300, and that shit was like damn near $500,000.
Yeah.
You're like, nah.
Or like the dude that found like the $600 in the wall at the church at Joel Osteen's church. He found like $600,000, and they gave him, I think, maybe like $10,000-$20,000.
Yeah, see, fuck all that. Listen, Jock, what the fuck you mean God got a bigger blessing than me? You know what was a blessing? That I woke up that morning and I seen Young Jock gave me $1,800 fucking dollars. I don't even know you, my nigga, and you sent me $1,800. You think I'm gonna send it back? Man, you got my mama fucked up, G. Like, ain't no way in the fucking world.
That legit is the blessing.
God got a bigger blessing for you. If you broke, just say that. And I'm not saying it like that because I'm gonna trip off $1,800 too. Not that I don't have $1,800, but I'm gonna still trip off of $1,800. But you are Jock. You think if this happened to Diddy would have said the same shit? Mm-hmm. You think if it? I ain't even gonna say Diddy. I'm gonna mention a nigga from Atlanta. You think if it happened to Jeezy would have did the same shit?
This is the thing about Zelle, because I literally just sent the Zelle yesterday. The thing about Zelle is that they ask you to confirm. So you confirmed that this was the place that you wanted to send the money. And then when you do send money like that, there's no way of you getting it back, like going through like your bank or Zelle themselves. Like, you can't get the money. Like, they're not going to do it. They're going to say, sorry for you. So that's on you.
You looked at my number.
Yeah.
And confirmed that, yeah, you giving it to my number.
Yeah.
Then I just woke up with. You cannot. I'm sorry. Listen, you would have to be somebody that I know personally. That maybe you just had a drunken night or whatever, and I felt a certain way. But young Jock can't send me $1,800 and expect me to send that shit back. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep it 100 with you, and I don't give a fuck how any of y'all paint me and say, I'm, how niggas do. You know how you old zesty ass niggas be like, it's giving off, bro. I don't give a fuck, bitch ass nigga. That's like 3 months of rent and bills and all that. You got me fucked up, my nigga.
Wait, time out. 3 months of rent. Where you stay at? Where it's 3 months of rent?
I stay in the inner city, so it don't cost that much. Okay. It don't cost that much. I pay a mortgage, but what I'm saying is, and I'm putting in perspective of a nigga that got $1,800. Okay. Like if you stand in the city and you got a 2-bedroom, one bath, okay, you probably paying like maybe $800-900. You gave me 18. That's like I said, that's like 2 months worth of rent right there.
Yeah. Okay, I get you that.
I'm not, man, come on, man. Stop playing with these niggas. You did that shit, and then you know what I'm saying, you double back on it like on some God got a bigger blessing. What's the bigger blessing, my nigga?
This was the blessing.
Like I fail to realize what the bigger blessing is. The bigger blessing is what? You gonna play me like these white boys play everybody? I'm gonna give you back the money and then you gonna shout me out. I might get 500 more followers. Nigga, fuck you. I want this $1,800.
Right, you'll get a little snippet on the local news. Yeah.
Man,
maybe you'll have like a little spot on his morning show where he told the story and then he calls you to confirm that his story was true. I don't know. But
I did.
Or you can have the $1,800. How about that? Right.
Right. And I hate to say it like that, Jock, but you just ain't pushing enough for me to give you back your money. Now you know who I would give the money back to? Who? If say T-Pain would have sent me some shit and told me you need that $1,800. You know why? T-Pain got a bigger venue than you.
No, I'm not even looking at it like that. I'm looking at like the net worth you have. Like John was at one point was on the Forbes list.
He was.
You know what I'm saying? So this $1,800 you probably shit out.
Apparently you don't, because you asked for it back.
You asking heaven for it back. You asking the world.
You asking the world for it back. But my thing is, if T-Pain would have did it, T-Pain got apps out. He got a podcast. He just did a tour. Now, if I'll give it back to T-Pain, because it's gonna be speculations into that. Mm-hmm. You're gonna boost me the fuck up, my nigga, because I know you got way over 200,000 subscribers. I'm gonna need at least 50,000 of them. You're gonna have to do that.
Right. Well, yeah, you're definitely gonna.
Jock can't do that for you.
Right, you're definitely gonna have to shout us out on Instagram. The Ish We Talk, available on all platforms.
You're gonna have to put it. Yes, you're gonna have to put us on your podcast.
Right, you're gonna have to guest on ours.
Yeah, you gotta guest ours. Period. Right. Your whole crew gotta guest on ours.
Right. We gotta make it a whole event. You gotta come to the town.
We gotta have drinks by Pan.
Right.
Like all that shit.
$1,800 in cash.
I'm telling. That's the only way it would happen.
Right.
Other than that, I'm not giving young Jock back his money. I hate to say it like that because that sounds like, a broke ass nigga. But at the same time, me as being a regular guy, I'm not giving you back your motherfucking money, Jock. You fucked up.
Right. Derek says, what he do send 2 different Zelles because as far as I know, Zelle only allows you to send a max of 1,000 a day to one person. Yeah, I don't know how much Zelle allows you to. So if he sent 2 to one person, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, all that means is you got promised pussy you didn't get.
Yeah, like that makes it even worse.
If we gonna get into that perspective, my nigga, that just means that you pay for pussy that you didn't get. And he like, hey man, can I get my $1,800 back?
And he a whole married person. He a whole married person.
No, you getting blocked and you out of here. Stop trying to buy pussy, young jock.
Right. And when I tell you the gifts and the memes behind this were hilarious,
I ran through that shit.
They were hilarious. They was like, Jock, can I have my 1800 back? Me. And they doing the bankhead bounce.
Yeah. the one that got me is when they was like, Jock, God has bigger blessings for you, and they had the meme when that motherfucker was like, "Yep, that'll do it. You ain't never gotta worry about me seeing you no more." Cause what the fuck? God ain't got no blessing for me except that one, nigga.
Right.
I'm gone.
Yep, that'll do it. That is the blessing, Jock. Like you idiot. Like that is the blessing.
The fuck are you talking about? Like, how are you trying to Elon Musk us, nigga?
Right. Trying to like do the Jedi mind trick.
You ain't got you don't have no liability into this.
No, that shit was hilarious. Now, all jokes aside, me personally, I probably would have gave the money back because of karma.
Man,
I am a true believer in karma. So I probably would have been like, here you go. Don't let it happen again.
Karma ain't gonna hit you for a nigga that, know what I'm saying, was on a Forbes list at one point in his life, and then asked to blow his money. He's still blowing his money. It's a lesson to you, Jock.
I agree. But this is the thing, because you didn't know that was Jock prior to him putting it on the internet. You know what I'm saying? He didn't put his name in Texas or anything like that. So if I would have got like an extra 1,800, I would have been like I'm leery about that shit because I haven't received Zales, but I've received extra deposits. And I'm like, WTF, where's this money coming from? I need to figure this out. Like, are y'all trying to pay me my PTO and fire me on the cool? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's where my mind goes. So I try to figure this shit out when I get extra deposits.
Yeah, you better than me. I got an extra deposit one time, and you know what I did? What? Cash that bitch and close that whole account up. So y'all ain't even gonna get a chance to even act like, oh yeah, we need that back. Nah, that motherfucker is no longer here.
Dude, let me tell you, I got an extra deposit probably like 10 years ago from my night job. And my night job is seasonal. So it was right before I got called back to work that I got this deposit. So it was an extremely random deposit because I wasn't getting paid while I'm laid off, you know. So I called every number I had to try to figure out what they're doing by giving me this money. And it took me a minute, but I found out. Because anybody that knows my night job, it's like hell trying to call, try to figure out something. But yeah, I was like, y'all not trying to fire me before I come back. And there's no reason for me to get fired, but y'all figure out a way. And I ain't got time. So yeah. Well, and then I just got an extra deposit like a month ago from them. So where I was like, WTF, are y'all trying to play me? What is going on? So yeah, I just need to read my emails. That's all. But
yeah, I ain't got played like that from my current job, but I can tell you about a job that I worked for. I'm gonna say maybe 10, 11 years ago, and everything was at the, you know what I'm saying, direct deposit. I got a check out of nowhere for like $2,500 from this company. I said, okay. I called my general manager. He said he didn't know nothing about it. So I was like, bet. That's all I needed to hear. I closed the fuck out of that account. Went right up to the main office and was like, okay, yeah, I got hacked, so here's my new bank information. I didn't even get pegged for that shit.
Oh, wow.
Nobody even came to me about it because whatever y'all was doing some fraudulent shit anyway. Right, and it just ended up slipping into my shit. You know who ain't gonna tell? Me. You know what y'all just lost? $2,500.
Yeah, not to chop that shit up. Y'all figure it out.
And I went on about my motherfucking business.
Yeah.
Soon as he said, I don't know what you're talking about, I closed them. I'm talking about 30 minutes later. Right. Yeah, close that bitch out.
Say less. Right, I got it. But yeah, so So, yeah, I got a text come by. You can send the extra deposits my way.
Yeah, man. Shit, Jock. I love you to death, Jock, man. Come on, man. Meet me at the mall. It's going down. You know,
like
I mean, niggas I seen get the shit slept out of them listening to that song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like literally. But yeah, I know they talked about it on the Breakfast Club, and DJ Envy said that he had sent somebody via Zelle $5,000, and he sent it to the wrong person, and he tried to get it back, and it didn't happen. But I mean, you just got to take that L.
You got to.
You do. You know. Now, I'm going to make sure that whoever I'm sending that money to, it's them. You know what I'm saying?
Jock, why you stressing over $1,800, my dude?
That's my thing.
Hey, $1,800, like
each one of them playing like that. Like,
you just did a Vlad interview when you was talking about how your little 9,000, you know what I'm saying, a $998 watch didn't mean nothing to rap niggas, because you know niggas be wanting to bust down and all that. Your shit still costs damn near 10 racks. You basically what you want to say was 10 racks, but you was being a real tax suave, and you said 9,900 or something. Mm-hmm. But what I'm saying is, if you got on a 9,900 and something watch, why are you tripping off $1,800? And that's just me. Like I said, I love you, Jock. I think, you know what I'm saying, when you hit the scene and you did whatever you did, even the things you do now, you still getting the bag while you tripping off at 1,800. Yeah.
To the point where you took it to the internet.
Like, damn, like what was it? One, you know what I'm saying? Was it a baby mama? Was it a mistress? Was it again? Was it somebody you was just paying for pussy?
Maybe he was sending it to his baby mama. You know, you got a new baby mama.
Yeah, like what was it about? Like it's got to be something behind that, because you made that issue about Jock ain't broke. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you ain't broke, you ain't worried about that $1,800. Even if you was like, oh shit, they might hack me because they got my information. I don't know how you thought that, but just in case you did, just move your money. Yeah. And keep it pushing. Yeah. Just take the $1,800 as a loss. Shit, Kanye spent $1,800 on goddamn shoelaces for them big ass boots he got on. Shit.
All right. So yeah, you know, just consider it a blessing, Jock. You know, you bless somebody.
That's the biggest blessing God can give. Stop talking about God got a bigger blessing for you, nigga, because nobody wants to shout out to no fucking viewers. Right. Fuck what you talking about.
Right. So,
sorry.
So yeah. So shout out to Young Jock for being in the blessing business. But
not the blessing. Niggas in the blessing bin every month. Right. It's going down in your Zelle. Like what the right. He's disrespectful.
That could be a whole thing for his morning show, you know what I'm saying?
It could be.
Yeah, just get sponsors and stuff. See, we trying to help you out how to capitalize on this mishap.
We trying to give you a bag.
Yeah.
Because you thought you lost a bag.
Right. You just never know, man. What is it? Minor setback for a major comeback?
Man.
There you go. So moving on. 50 Cent. 50 Cent has been in the news recently for his situation with his oldest child. His son, Marquise Jackson, has been trying to reach out to him. I think he's like, 25 now? Mm-hmm. And he's been trying to reach out to him and whatnot. And it's kind of like a sad situation because they have like zero relationship right now. And it's been like that for some years. And he just really wants a relationship with his father. And 50 is not in the building for it at all. It's been a lot of turmoil over the years. And it's mainly like a situation between him and Marquise's mother. And, that trickled down to his son. And so now his son's an adult and he's just like, want to put all the BS to the side and have a relationship with his dad. His dad went on the Breakfast Club. They asked him about it and he was just like, yeah, no, it's some other stuff, this, that, and the third. So, what are your thoughts on it? Do you think that they should go on ahead and have a conversation, or is it a done deal? Like, because a lot of people are taking 50 side, but it's been a lot of BS between the parents, and I can see why. Like, if he doesn't really have too much communication with his dad, and he's only hearing his mom's side of it, and then he's seeing that his dad is not fooling with him altogether, then I can see why he would lean towards his mom, And then we don't know the mom. I've never seen her do an interview I don't even know what she looked like, to be honest. But
I know what she looked like.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like, what are your thoughts, on that?
I'm gonna say this, y'all, and I'm gonna keep it totally 100.
Oh, before you do that, Derek says he went about it in the wrong way, tried to pull a 50 move on 50 and it backfired.
You are totally correct.
But he's just smart. He got it honest.
Rico Strong clone, you are totally correct. What I will say is this. It is no way in the world when for the past 20 plus years, I've been handling this situation outside of the cameras with you. And now you decide as a grown man that you want to bring these cameras back into this situation. You acting just like your mother. I am in 100% agreements with 50, just for the simple fact of this. I don't know how everybody who was listening to us was raised, but when I wanted a relationship with my dad, I didn't call everybody in the family. I called my dad. And I didn't get the relationship that I needed, but that was my lesson. That's the same thing that 50's son needs to do, because one thing about my mother never said anything bad about my father. I had to realize that in watching my father. 50 Cent's baby mama has ran him through the dirt for a long time, 20 plus years. So when your son does that, you have no choice but to get back on defense mode. Because for one, you asking for child support and you're a grown ass man. For two,
I didn't think he was asking for child support.
Well, excuse me, not asking, but talking about child support. Mm-hmm. You're talking about child support and you're a grown ass man. For two, if you felt this way, like if you really wanted to have a conversation with your daddy, your mama get in contact with him. Why didn't you try to do it on the snake? You gotta, you really gotta understand like the demographic of how this goes for real. Like, you tried to play the game where if I put the media into it, I gotta force his hand. You ain't. If anybody played me like that, you gonna force my hand to back the fuck off of you. I know what I'm saying. Not to say you're not gonna feel hurt about it because that's your son. But I've been estranged from you. Like, let's not get it twisted. We've been doing this for years with 50 Cent baby mama and 50 Cent older son. We've been doing this for years, back and forth. And one time, at one point, he was siding with his mama, saying everything wasn't right.
Yeah, that's the side that he was hearing.
Yeah,
so I get that.
Exactly. Yeah. The thing is, if you feel any of that was flawed, you should have tried to speak to 50 yourself. I can only say that. Yeah, underage. I can only say that because that's what I did. You know, like I said, the blessings of my mother is my mother never talked bad about my father. I had to realize who my father was by observing him myself.
Yeah. But because I think we're kind of similar in that situation. Like our mothers never talk bad about our fathers. And even though like I always knew my dad, but he wasn't around like a dad should be around. But yeah, I can say that my mom never spoke ill will on him. But if we were in the situation where our mother did, and the mother is the person that that you see every day that provides for you, that has your best, that's supposed to have your best interest at heart, you know, and you trust them wholeheartedly, especially when you're underage and under their roof and what have you. So if this person that you trust with your life is telling you that this person is bad news, I can't see you thinking no other way. So I can't fault him while he was underage, under his mom, seeing trusting her word. I can't see him being like, "Oh no, you're not telling the truth about my dad." You know what I'm saying? Because you're going off of the person that's there with you every day. So I get that. Then I also get him being an adult saying like, "Hey, I'm an adult now. I kind of see how things move as an adult. Can we have a conversation?" And then on top of that, the tactics that he's going about it, you can't really be mad about that because he's pulling a you on you. That is his splitting image right there. He's doing the same shit that 50 would do. He's probably tried it behind the scenes and the shit didn't work. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't.
Well, how do we know that he did?
He didn't.
How do we know that?
You know why? Because and his rebuttal to 50 Cent's Breakfast Club interview, the first thing he said is, "Y'all seen me try." Why do we have to see you try?
Well, yeah, we have seen him try, but he's not saying
But he didn't say. But he didn't say that. That's the thing. Because 50 straight up said, if he wants to talk to me, why did he have to call TMZ first? And which I totally understand. Because if you want to talk to me, come talk. If your mother
accessible,
yeah, he already broke it down to that he text messages and he talks to his mother, so you can get that number. Why didn't you come to me? You come to everybody else because you think you're gonna play my whole card. You can't play my whole card on me. This is how I look at it. And see, because at first I was like, this is a situation where it's kind of iffy. But when I heard him say, you see where he's saying, and I'm like, oh, well, 50 Cent is making sense. Because if you got to go through all these parties to talk to me, knowing you don't have to, you could just directly talk to me.
Yeah.
Then it's for something else. If you want something else, just say that.
What is the something else?
The something else is you still, like 50 said, you still mad because your mama mad. So just say that. Like, now you put it off like I'm a deadbeat. Check this out. I was giving your baby mama, my baby mama, $500,000 a year. She took me to court thinking she was gonna get more, and the judge said that she only gets $6,700. That's not me. That's the judge. Right. You're mad because your mom's mad. Just admit that, and don't try to put me on black. Don't try to do with me when you don't have receipts. I have receipts.
But he has, like I said, he's going off of what his mama is saying. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't have the whole story. And
because you don't have the whole story, don't go somewhere else. Come directly to me.
I give you that. I'm not saying that his tactics are right. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like he shouldn't. I feel like they should come together. They should have came together a long time ago. But it ain't like 50 Cent has been like the perfect angel in this shit too, because supposedly, didn't he burn down his baby mama house? Like, did he not go to his son's graduation regardless on their relationship? Because I feel like if I feel like he should have at least went to the graduation, even if they weren't communicating, even if he wasn't gonna sit with the family, he could have sat in the back, you know what I'm saying, by himself. But just to be there, be in the building, you know what I'm saying. But he put out that whole, oh, they didn't tell me when it was, but you paid a tuition, so it wouldn't have been nothing for you to go to that or find out when the graduation was to go. Like, I feel like there's fault on both ends. You know what I'm saying?
I can give you that.
50 ain't perfect.
Nah.
You know? And 50 is flawed in this situation too. And at the end of the day, you're the adult. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is it that you were so absent to where the baby mama could have painted you in this light? You know what I mean? Because if you were present, like you should have been, the baby mama couldn't have said too much or nothing to paint you in that negative light. You know what I'm saying? So Marvin says he was running with and taking pics with Supreme Son, the son of a nigga that tried to off him, no loyalty whatsoever. Yeah, he did do that. But I mean, there's no excuse with that. That was foul. But the boy is hurt in the same breath. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have his father. And in the same breath, your father is a famous person that is in his other son's life heavy. You got to see that. You know what I mean?
But this is my thing. And, you know, maybe I'm just playing devil's advocate, or maybe I'm just doing this because I'm a man or however. It's nowhere in the world that is a man. Like, let's put this all on perspective. Men want sons. That's what we want. That's what we try to breed. We try to breed sons. So it's no way that a man, especially a 50 Cent's caliber at that time, that would stay away from his son unless it was discrepancies, you know what I'm saying, with his baby mama. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm like you said, I'm not saying 50 Cent's a saint out of this, but I'm saying it is something terribly wrong in the situation of motherhood, where it gets to a situation where you can watch this nigga be A1 to another son and totally disband himself from the other. Like, not deal with, not do all that, because it's what the mother is saying to him. The mother is giving him these lies and this rhetoric where, remember, for a minute they were beefing.
Yeah, he burned down her house.
That's allegedly.
Allegedly.
That's allegedly. Let's do that. But let's just get to the perspective of, through all this, if you really wanted to have a sit down and a talk with me, a powwow, as you say, mm-hmm, it should not involve the world.
It shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? There's no way. Like, 50 Cent's son, if he really wanted to connect with him, he would just, he knows his mother connects with him all the time, arguing and all that. Why don't he just be like,
hey, still doing that?
Yes. 50 brought that out on the interview. Mm. She just did an interview.
She did?
Yeah.
Mm. This is way.
Where, you know, the lady was telling her, like, I don't understand, like, what was he supposed to do for you, like, at one point?
So, okay, we know that this is the same kid that was in the Wankster video. So that was like at the very beginning, mm-hmm, of him.
2001, 2002-ish?
Yeah, 2, 3. But that was like the very beginning of him being like mainstream. Not the beginning of his career, but mainstream. So what happened? Because like he was around then. So what happened between then and when they stopped? Was it because he became a superstar?
They wasn't together.
But they probably wasn't together before Wankster, right?
Exactly. They wasn't together.
Yeah. She
just figured because he was on TV, he was worth money. So this nigga bit the bullet and was giving her $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
She thought, because after all the record sales and all that, like, keep in mind, this nigga bit the bullet. Like I'm saying, he bit the bullet and was like, "Fuck it, half of this shit goes there."
Yeah.
She felt like she was entitled to more, and then a judge told her she wasn't. But for the whole time, I don't know how long it was, but it was some years. She was getting $500,000. That's why 50 Cent said, "I made the song, be a baby, have a baby by me, baby, be a millionaire." Yeah. He made that song because he was giving her $500,000 a year.
Right, and she didn't do nothing with the money.
And you didn't do nothing. Yeah. Like she talking about, he didn't pay for his son's schooling. Yeah. Which was $50,000. He like, why would I pay $50,000 when I'm giving you $500,000?
Right. She should have handled everything. But in the same breath, we're not gonna act like 50 is perfect, because he also treats his other baby mamas crazy too.
We not, but that's the thing. Yeah, he does. You know what he also does is be around his kids. You know why? Because them crazy, all the shit he does to his baby mamas, they don't talk. They don't turn their kids away from him.
He only got 2 baby mamas.
I don't know how many baby mamas he got.
As far as I know, he only got the 2 kids.
Well, that one ain't turning the kids away from him.
No. But that one ain't one of us either. So that's a whole nother story. But D Hero says baby mamas be sabotaging the hell out of the relationship between father and son.
I agree.
He also says all the damn antics will push me away and not take my son seriously in that situation. I don't know, man. Like it's a very, very messed up situation.
I wouldn't take him seriously either. If you go everywhere else to talk to me, then you don't really want to talk to me.
Yeah. But we don't know we don't know if he's tried it out. We just know what 50 said.
And we also know his rebuttal. Yeah. So his rebuttal, he didn't say, "I tried to. I've been trying to do this." He said, "You seen what I tried to do," and he don't want to. So that just says that this is what you tried to do. Mm-hmm. That ain't saying that you know what I'm saying, was reaching out to him outside of this.
But if that line of communication is that simple, why wouldn't he just call her son and be like, "Hey, what the fuck, dude? Let's talk about this in person. I'm on my way." Like, you know what I'm saying? If it was as simple as you're saying that it's simple, especially if you're saying that he still communicates with the baby mama. Because I wouldn't communicate with her, especially that boy is 25 years old. What do we gotta talk about? You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like this is something that none of us need to have a front row.
Oh no, we don't, because I can guarantee you, like you just said, if it's so easy, if he's so easily acquired in that, because he is, and I believe that. And again, this is just my opinion. This doesn't mean nothing. This is not like it's true, but I believe that 50 Cent and his son didn't have conversations. Yeah. You know what I believe though? That 50 Cent's son is still on his mother's side, so it's always a problem. And so when he brought that shit out to light, 50 Cent just kept it 100 and was like, "This is why I don't deal with it." Yeah. Period.
But I feel like there's a lot of things that you can be like, you know what, fuck it, I ain't dealing with it. Your son is not one of them. Yeah. Your son is not one of them. That's the one that you're going to try every time. You know what I'm saying? But people are so quick to throw away relationships, which I'm part of the people. People is me. But I don't have no kids to throw away relationships with.
And this is what I'm going to tell you. 50 Cent's son stays in New York. 50 Cent has established himself in New York, where, as far as we know, 50 Cent's son ain't got nothing to worry about. Just because I love you from a distance doesn't mean I don't love you. 50 Cent son is cool. Regardless of that whole $6,700 a month ain't no money, 80 grand a year ain't no money. All that shit he talking, 50 Cent son ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Period. He can walk the streets of New York and be fine. He can walk New Jersey, North Carolina, anywhere he wants to go, and be fine. You know why? Because of who your daddy is and who your daddy continues to pay to keep you safe.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna just keep that 100. It's one of those things where until, and again, this is just my opinion, until you get off the rhetoric, which is your mother, how I am, 50 is always gonna stick to his guns. At the same time, you wouldn't be able to be 25 years old in the state of New York and walk around and do what you do as 50 Cent's son and not be touched. Boy, are you serious? Let's just keep this 100. We can talk all that bullshit about he ain't doing this and he ain't doing that. You know what he doing? Making sure that his son is still breathing. And I'll put that on my mama.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna deny that. You're right about that. You know. I just feel like this is something that shouldn't be played out for the world. And I feel like they just really need to sit down and have a conversation. Maybe they need to have a non-biased mediator present. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like maybe the three of them need to sit down, because somewhere in the middle lies the real truth on what happened. You know what I'm saying? And again, because he's been around his mama, he's only getting that one side. So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? The way that he is acting or what have you. But I just feel like the father should be an adult and try to combat whatever, and or try to have that man to man conversation. Because I mean, we're talking about two men at this point.
Okay, and I'll do that, and I'll do that when you decide not to put everybody in my fucking business.
But maybe that's again, he is his father's son. That's what his father does. So maybe he's pulling a you on you because that's how he sees that you operate.
And 25 is still 25.
25
is still young.
Right.
That's still
Right.
Still
like
young.
you still make mistakes at 25. But in the same breath, he's pulling a you on you. He's in his 40s doing the same shit.
You got to be smarter than that. You know, as much as we talk about that, who never did 50 like that? Tony Yayo. Why don't you just take the Tony Yayo road, my nigga?
And we see where Tony Yayo is. So
Tony Yayo is doing good though. He ain't everybody's favorite, but Tony Yayo ain't worried about eating.
It ain't about eating, because Marquise ain't worried about eating either. D Hero says father has limits too. And then he said 50 said, if you disrespect me with me giving you half a meal, then how much money will it take for you to respect me? Men operate and function on respect more than anything.
I agree.
And Derek says the baby mama was bitter because they couldn't be together and wanted to use the courts to go after his pockets, and it backfires, so she kept the kid away. Yeah.
Again, all that is
goes deep.
All that is shit that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We shouldn't even have to even be talking about.
We shouldn't.
And that 25-year-old boy had no right to go public with it if you really want to talk to your daddy. That's just my opinion. That's why I'm gonna leave it. Yeah. I feel like, you want to talk to your daddy, you get in contact with your daddy.
Okay. Yeah, but I see how my daddy moved, so I'm gonna move like him.
When I do that, I'm only looking for something. I'm not looking for companionship. I'm not looking to talk to him. I'm looking for a fucking bag. I'm looking for people to feel sorry for me. That's just my opinion. Again, my views have nothing to do with the issue we talk.
Yeah. So, so that is 50 Cent. And Marquise Jackson.
It's 50.
Right. So, unfortunately, it is a messed up situation, but just wishing for the best for everyone. So, next up. Okay, so
What was that?
because this next one is silly. It's silly, but it's not. Okay, so Jason Lee and Armon Wiggins. Or do you want to do Kanye?
No, we can do this.
Okay.
First of all, let me put a disclaimer out. Listen,
Oh Lord.
I don't give a fuck what y'all opinion is about me or whatever I say about anything. Listen, I promise y'all, I have never even known these niggas was beefing. I didn't even know these niggas connected with each other. I have no idea what zesty niggas do.
Oh,
But
Lord.
when I did a deep dive into this, courtesy of Lindsay, these zesty niggas are some fucking cutthroats. Oh my God, listen.
Yeah.
If I ever got into business with a zesty nigga and it's only business, nigga, his contracts had to be drawn out because fuck that shit. But
yeah. So okay, so Jason Lee and Armon Wiggins. Jason Lee, if anybody doesn't know who that is, he was a cast member on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. He is the founder of Hollywood Unlocked, which is a blog. He also did Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored, which was a podcast, and a TV show on Fox Soul at one point, but that just ended a couple months ago. And then he also does the show Gagging with Jason Lee that's on YouTube. He's a celebrity blogger. He's been on Wendy Williams a few times. He's made the news himself. But he's pretty popular in these streets.
excuse me.
Armon Wiggins is basically a YouTuber. He has a show, very entertaining show that's on YouTube, where he talks. He doesn't really dive into like the reality show stuff too much, but he does talk about celebrity gossip and whatnot. Again, very talented individual. They had like a mentorship situation going on. From my understanding, Jason Lee reached out to him, to kind of like be his mentor and whatnot. And with being his mentor, he put him in the room with some celebrities. He's had him on his gagging show a couple of times, which he did a great job on. He also had this show on Clubhouse. It was Jason Lee, Armon Wiggins, T.S. Madison, and Funky Dineva, where it was like a weekly show they did on Clubhouse every week. That was entertaining as well, of course, because of the powerhouses that were on that show. So, it was not a friendship. It was a business relationship, but it just felt like Jason Lee was kind of like trying to be his mentor to try to kind of like keep him in a spot, which Armon did admit he did not have no problem with playing number two to Jason. But it just seemed like when you got the means, when you want to be the top dog and you see somebody that is extremely talented in the same field as you want to kind of like try to keep them from not being number one. You know what I'm saying? Like he recognized the talent in them, so he was gonna try to help him, which Armon was open to having him help him. However, Jason was trying to help him in ways that Armon did not request the help for, and then he was going about it in like sneaky ways to try to, profit off of Armon's talent without, paying Armon. Like there was certain instances where he had Armon host his show Gagging. on YouTube. And when the producer reached out to him to host it, he asked, was there a budget? And that was the issue, which anybody would know, especially if you got your own platform. Why would I come onto somebody else's platform and take away from money that I can make on my own platform to make money on your platform, or to make you money on your platform? And I'm not even like, we can't even have a conversation about the budget. Like, it'd be one thing, okay, no, there's not a budget. However, you can use my platform to like build up your following or something like that. Like, but there was like no conversation. Like, when he asked, was there a budget? There was no conversation. So I don't know if he got compensated for the times that he hosted, but he did ask for a budget, and that was the issue. They had the show on Clubhouse. The four of them had the show on Clubhouse. Jason Lee was trying to move the show from Clubhouse to another platform called Bigo. I believe Jason was getting a bag from Bigo, but he was not letting them know that he was getting money from Bigo. With him not letting them know, they weren't really into doing the show over on Bigo. So Jason was just basically like, well, I'm just deading the show on Clubhouse altogether. So with him doing that, that was kind of an issue. But he was still trying to convince Armon to move over to Bigo. Armon had his reservations, but he was just like, I feel like we need to have a sit-down conversation because I need you to make me understand why this is a good idea for me to do. That never really happened. Then, the whole Tiffany Haddish thing. So that was going on for some months where they were starting to have animosity and whatnot. And then Jason was throwing little shots at him subliminally, just going out of his way to be honorary to him, even though Armon was giving him nothing but respect, and then they would have conversations. In their conversations, it would feel like he was being disrespectful, and Jason was being disrespectful to Armon in his tone. Jason was being disrespectful in his words, and it was like he was sunning him. And Armon was still trying to be respectful in his replies, even though it was boiling in him, because Armon posted the receipts of their text messages, so it was clear as day what was going on. And I know if somebody talked to me like the way Jason talked to him, it would be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So, but I get him trying to keep this business relationship and whatnot. So I know he was holding his tongue a lot. Then the subliminals and all that kind of stuff that he was doing, Armon was still ignoring him. He wasn't being added. He was telling people, like, when people was coming to him saying, hey, such and such is throwing shots, blah, blah, blah. Armon was like, if I ain't added, I'm not replying. It ain't about me. I'm gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? So then the Tiffany Haddish situation happened, which we've talked about on the show, the fucking pedo. Jason Lee is real cool with Tiffany Haddish. So with Jason Lee being real cool with Tiffany Haddish, Jason Lee was the blogger that was like, I'm gonna expose everybody. This is a money grab and this, that, and the third, trying to take up for this pedo.
No, she's not the pedo.
She is the pedo.
Aries Speed.
They're both. Pedo. They're both pedos. She was part of it.
She is I guess
they're all pedos. So, with him taking up for her or whatever, Armon's basically thinking the way that the world is thinking. This shit is fucking weird. So with this shit being weird, and he's talking out against Tiffany. And he got to the point where he was just like, anybody that's taking up for this shit, y'all weird too. This is not right.
That's a fact.
Right. 1,000%. Just
crazy that
fucking weird.
A zesty nigga got to say that to make that make sense to most of y'all. It's crazy.
So with that happening, now Jason is really mad. You know what I'm saying? Still throwing his shots and his subliminals and what have you. Got to the point where Armon was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna address this shit. He put an ad on it and everything. So they was going back and forth on Twitter because if somebody don't put an ad on it, they can be like, oh, I wasn't talking about you, but if it applies and blah, blah, blah. So that's what Jason was like. That was his stance with his replies or whatever. And our mom was like, I knew this shit was going to happen. That's the reason why I didn't want to go there with you, because I know you was going to try to act like you ain't talking about me. But everybody and their mama know you talking about me. So Armon, a couple of days ago, got onto his platform and aired everything out. When I tell you he aired that bitch out, he aired that bitch out. And again, Armon is very entertaining. So the shit was entertaining to watch. It was like almost 2 hour long live that he did.
He had receipts. Yeah. And then shout out to that nigga song. That song is a bop. Like, yes. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Yes, the
like,
song is dope.
Listen, everybody knows me. Everybody knows me. I don't really be on no extra. But I heard that song and I was like, damn.
It's on all streaming platforms and YouTube. He got a video for it and everything.
I'm like, that song.
It's on my playlist. That song go hard.
That song go hard. I ain't gonna lie. That beat.
Yeah.
I don't understand why ain't none of you niggas trying to steal that beat. Like that should be on somebody's mixtape.
Like Cardi B reposted the song and everything. Like that song go hard. The song is called Deposit Your Check. He ain't paying us for this. But yeah.
Nah, like real shit, this nigga's not paying us for it.
Yeah.
But if y'all know me on this motherfucking podcast, y'all know if a song is if it's a bop, I'm gonna tell you it's a bop. I don't give a fuck what a nigga preference is. That's a bop.
Yeah. TJ. Vibrate higher. So again, the song, I mean, he's entertaining, period. The whole 2 hour live is entertaining. He also burned Jason Lee's book.
Yeah, he did a lot.
Big dog. He had the book up like this, and he had like one of them long lighters, and he was burning that mug, and he was holding. He was like, "Yeah, big dog, nigga, big dog." Like
the shit was. Listen, how can I word this without offending y'all? Listen, this nigga was as thug as he can possibly be, as a zesty guy. Like, listen, like, don't get it twisted, because there's a lot of you zesty niggas that is killers. So don't get me fucked up. What I'm saying is, every now and then, he went from sis to her and to hey bro, and that nigga had me fucked up. Right. He was going through his spiel.
He went from this side to this side.
He was going through his spiel, like every now and then that daddy dick was coming out of him. Like, I'm gonna just keep it 100 with y'all. Like every now and then he was like, nah, this nigga just got me fucked up.
All the way fucked up. Yeah, he straight up.
Like, he was trying to be cool. He was trying to be like, and her, and then sis, and then I was over her house, and let me tell you what she was doing, and then every now and then he was like, nah, man, fuck that shit. That nigga got me fucked up.
Yeah. Like he went hard on him. So yeah. And then of course, Jason, he replied. And then right before Armon did that, I think what the straw was to make Armon going ahead and do that live was that Jason Lee went on gagging, and he did like a 10-minute rant about him. But again, he didn't at nobody, didn't say nobody's name or nothing like that. But we all know who he was talking about. So that was the straw for Armon, and he said, "Fuck this shit. I'm about to burn this bridge and the town down." Literally. So then of course, Jason got worried about this live because his live has gone viral. Like, he had 14,000 on his live, and he was trending on Twitter when this happened. And so of course Jason Lee got word of it, and he went on his show. And it was just like, I don't have time to watch that live. I'm gonna let my lawyers watch the live, and then we'll handle it from there. Well, there ain't really nothing too much you can do. I mean, everything, like he had all the receipts, everything is facts. So, yeah. So with all of that, with the situation that occurred, would you have handled the situation like that? Because I mean, given that we are, you know, kind of sort of in the same realm as a Armon,
Mm-hmm.
if we were to have a mentor and they were to treat us like a Jason Lee, would you have gone about it the same way Armand went about it? Or how would you have handled the situation? You ain't gotta look at me like that.
Because I kind of think you want me to like, you know. Listen, okay, all I'm gonna say is this. If the shoe was on the other foot,
Mhm.
I would have had the conversations just like our mom would have had. Now, the things that Jason Lee is doing, I caught a couple of them. I didn't catch it all, you know, but I did catch a couple of things that he was doing, and he is kind of throwing him under the bus, like he's kind of beneath him, and he was trying to give him the game, and he didn't want the game. It ain't that. It's the difference between somebody who is like fresh out the water, you know, still what the old people say, Similac behind the ears. This nigga was tried and tested and already doing his thing without Jason Lee. So the things he was saying to him is irrelevant. So if I was in his shoes and Jason Lee would have came to me, or a mentor would have came to me like that, yeah, I would address it the same way. I would have did 100 times more. I'm gonna just keep it real because I just know me. I ain't gonna be back and forth over YouTube. Like me and you are not gonna be doing that back over YouTube. I'm gonna show up whenever you're doing a live, and man, you're gonna have a real conversation right then and there. Because what either you're gonna swing or you're gonna tell me what the fuck the problem is. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm not. That's his livelihood, and I know how I act towards my livelihood. You know, especially with somebody who is bigger than me, who has way more money than me. The only way I can show him that me and you are on the same level is if I come show up, sit down, and me and you talk. Mm-hmm. Now, if you swing on me, that just shows the character of you, and that makes you beneath me. Yeah. But you're gonna have to air out these discrepancies right now, my nigga, because all that back and forth shit, that just ain't me. Yeah. I ain't that catty. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it on live, and we're gonna do it as gentlemen. Now, if you jump up and got something tough to say, then come on, dog. I mean, it is what it is. After that, yeah, everybody's gonna see how I come to you.
Right. And I can't say that about Armon. There has been other situations that he's been in with people to where they have gone ahead and aired out their grievances and then gone on live, you know what I'm saying, gone on the same video together and, you know, discussed what they discussed. You know, they will talk about it behind scenes as men and then get on there live and talk about it. So it's not like it's not in Armon, but you got to deal with people differently because people are dealing with you differently. You know what I'm saying? So there's been times where Armon has tried to like reach out, straight up told him, do we have a problem? And the reply was silence. You know what I'm saying? So it's only so much that you can take from somebody before you just like, you know what, fuck this shit.
And I get that 100%, but you know what I'm saying? And I get everything that Armand did. Like, yeah, you're supposed to air that nigga out on your podcast. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put it in perspective of, I guess, how people say putting the receipts down. These are the receipts. Mm-hmm. At the same time, I'm just like, for me, I'm just like, you know what a signed, sealed, delivered this shit is? When you find out this nigga's doing a podcast at this certain time, at this certain date, at this certain place, you just show up and be like, hey, before this shit go on live, let's talk.
And I feel like dealing with the type of person that Jason Lee is, he would have had the police called.
Well, I'm saying dealing with him, period, because Jason Lee, I think people already know how he was.
Yeah.
So I don't know this story at all, so I'm just listening for the first time.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like Armon benefited greatly from a lot of Jason Lee. So I don't think he's necessarily a victim in this, because everybody knows how Jason Lee is before this Armon situation. I think it's just the fact that Armon has receipts where before people didn't have receipts on Jason Lee. So now he's kind of like scrambling, didn't know what to do. But I do think Armon, he's either smart or he knows how to manipulate situations very well to turn it around, because I don't think he's a victim in this at all. I think he benefited greatly from this situation. I do think though, he did probably go in, listen again from you guys. He went in okay, cool mentor, okay, rise up. I can gain a lot from this. But as far as why he held his tongue, I think it's a strategic move. I don't think it's because he had hurt feelings. I think it was a move.
Well, I get that, but his numbers haven't changed since he fucked with Jason Lee. His numbers his numbers never changed at all. And Jason Lee promised him the blue check and never gave it to him.
Right.
I don't think he fucked up the bag. I think, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion. I feel like that Jason Lee did to him what he do to a lot of people, but a lot of people just don't say anything, where he uses them to gain their viewers, and then he cuts them off when he needs to. And I think he dealt with the wrong person, because this person had views, a quite amount of views, and a good amount of viewers to not be fucked with like that.
Yeah,
that's what I think happened. I think he's so used to playing with people, he picked the wrong nigga to play with.
And this is the thing, because Jason Lee, even though he's on YouTube, he's not a YouTuber. So with him not being a YouTuber, he doesn't really know how the fandom works on YouTube, because that's a whole different beast than you having followers and stuff like that on Instagram or being on reality or anything like that. When you're on YouTube, there is an extreme loyal fan base that can have you be a multi-millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So with this situation, it's like Jason knew his talent, he knew his worth, him as far as Armon. So he used him trying to be oh, I'm gonna be the mentor for you, blah blah blah. And with him being more known, Armon looked at it okay, yeah, I could probably benefit from this mentorship.
Yeah. Keep in mind though, I'm living off of this though.
Right.
This is my livelihood. I moved to LA doing this. Right. You don't move to LA doing this unless it's a bag there already.
Right. So with that, it was okay. Jason did put him in the room with Kanye. He did put him in the room with Cardi. So he did benefit off of that. But he was trying to get him to do other shit that Armon wasn't trying to do or wasn't thinking that he wanted to do or anything like that. What he wanted from him was, I want the blue check. You know what I'm saying? He even said in a text message, if you help me with this, I'll help you with that. But
that's how their whole relationship started off.
Yeah.
But I deep dived into that. That was true.
Right. But Armon already had the views. He already had the setup or anything. Jason reached out to him to have Armon help him with his setup. And Jason has a whole production crew. Right. And Armon is by himself. But Armon's shit is so crisp and so clear and so A1. Jason reached out to him to have him help him with that. You know what I'm saying? And then because he knows he's so talented, he's oh, I can get a bag off of him.
And his tea was accurate. Let's keep it right there, ladies and gentlemen. At one point, Armon's tea was accurate. Mm-hmm. That's why Jason was going to him.
Yeah.
Because his tea was legitified. It was but I'm giving you shit before it come out, and when it come out, everything I just told you is for real.
Yeah. Okay, so I want to ask y'all a question then, since y'all in the realm of podcasts. I hear what y'all are saying, that Jason Lee definitely has the bigger platform, and so Armon, wanted to gain from that. So my question to y'all is that you have a mentor come into y'all, but y'all know it's a Jason Lee. Y'all know it's a wolf right off the bat. What do you do in that space then? So I do get what you're saying that like Jason Lee fucked him over, which duh. But I do understand too, like no one wants to be fucked over. So for Jason Lee or like a mentor of that status, knowing he's still a wolf, what would y'all do?
I'm just gonna speak on it like this. The thing that like you said, a wolf in sheep clothing. The thing that
he ain't even sheep clothing.
he just a wolf,
right?
But even in that, what I ascertain in my knowledge of what's been going on nowadays, to be young, black, gay, and gifted, you need a structure. And most people are going to go with a structure, especially if that structure is really bringing a bag in. So, I can totally understand him going to a Jason Lee for a mentorship. Because like I said, again, I will repeat this, ladies and gentlemen, being young, black, gay, and gifted, sometimes you know what I'm saying, you get pushed away. And I ain't saying that's for everybody. I'm saying when you starting something on your own, it's kind of hard for those guys. It's hard for us to be young, black, and just gifted. And you put another stigma on that. So I get the reason why he was going with Jason. Okay. The thing about that is, and I said this before the podcast, what I don't understand is if you know this is going on in society in Hollywood, as a gay man, as a black gay man, why would you choose to play the, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucker what's the nigga that run the plantation, the master? Why would you choose to play the master with a nigga that walk, talk, eat, and look just like you? You know, that's the thing I'm saying. Like, I get what you saying. Like, if you know this nigga a wolf, stop being a wolf to your people. Stop, you know what I'm saying? Stop it. You can be a wolf to everybody else. You can be a scumbag to everybody else. What's up, Tess? Hey, everybody, we got a guest in the building. But anyway, what I was saying was, stop being, you know what I'm saying, a wolf to your people.
Yeah.
Like, your people should get a bag. It should be no reason, and that's just me talking. Again, my opinion don't mean anything to anybody else, but this is me talking. Ain't no way Jason Lee shouldn't have a coalition of young, black, talented, gay entrepreneurs under his belt.
And you know, and that's the killer part about it, because that's what Jason Lee has been promoting.
Exactly. You can't promote something and not do it.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? He says that to us. He goes to the Breakfast Club and says that shit and pushes that shit. But in the background, he's actually a wolf. You know what I'm saying? But then in the same breath, he does have that reputation. So to your question, my answer would be just to keep it surface level. I already know who I'm dealing with. I can't be mad if I put myself in a situation to get bit by a wolf.
I think that's where I was trying to get at.
Yeah,
but I think Armon wasn't at first.
No, I hear what you're saying, because I hear you empathize. Both of you guys are empathizing, and I hear what you're saying. You have a great point with Jason Lee as far as like, why are you acting like the captain of this shit? But I was saying with that, like, you already knew what you was getting into, so
and
like,
he knew what he was getting into.
So I was saying, is he having like hurt feelings with it?
No, it's just
Jason came.
It just got to the point.
Jason started busting shots first.
Yes, he's been.
He wouldn't have said shit.
Subliminals for months, and he got fed up.
Yeah, that man wouldn't have said nothing at all. This is the master talking about the slave that ran away.
Yeah, it would be people on his live like Jason saying this, Jason saying that, and he would be like, "I'm not talking about that." You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna go there. Because like I used to watch him a whole lot. I had stopped for a while, and then I came back probably like a couple months ago. And there was like when the whole stuff with the Tiffany Haddish check came out on his lives, because Jason Lee would be talking about it, taking up for Tiffany. And Armon was like, fuck this shit is weird.
Mhm.
And he would be like, he's saying stuff and blah blah. Like he would. Jason was busting shots then, but
Okay.
but a lot of people thought that it started with the Tiffany Haddish stuff, and it didn't. It started months before.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, Jason is just a hater. You know what I'm saying? Like he sees somebody that's doing better than him and whatever, and he's gonna hate on the shit. And then he tried to capitalize off of him. Like he was talking about. There was one conversation where he was talking about, I needed you to come on the show because I'm trying to get you onto a show. Well, Armon was like, that ain't what I asked you for. Can you do what I asked you for? What I asked of you, rather. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but he was trying to do it on the cool because he's getting a bag out the shit. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being a straight up mentor like you came to me as. Because it's not like Armon reached out to Jason. Jason reached out to Armon. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like he wasn't soliciting for no mentor. And then let's just be real about it. Because of the way YouTube works, Armon don't need a mentor.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you have those diehard fans on YouTube that's gonna keep you in your bag. That you don't need nothing extra. You know what I mean? So
Okay, I think I would have took the Armon route then.
yeah.
Okay.
Like
okay.
it just comes to a head sometimes to
Yeah.
where you just like, man, fuck this shit. I'm about to burn this whole house down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm tired of it. And you can't be mad. And then on top of that, when you watch him, he's entertaining. He got the effects, like the sound effects and all this kind of
Oh,
stuff.
I saved what you were talking about. I'm gonna watch that video later. Okay.
And so and then with that song or whatever, because you get super chats and stuff like that on YouTube, people will send him all kinds of money.
I ain't gonna lie, that song is a
He
slap.
plays that song when people send him money, and then don't let him get like a whole lot of money in a super chat. He's gonna get up, he's gonna twerk, he's gonna do all type of shit. Like that's what he do.
That's what I don't agree with now. That's just me. Like when he got the popping pussy, I was like, or excuse me, popping bussy. Right? Let's just keep it 100.
But hey,
When he got the popping bussy, I was like, come on, dog, just let the song ride.
right. But in the same breath, one person sent him a $500 super chat. What you gonna do if you get a $500 super chat? And that was from another YouTuber.
I'm talking about he been running check. He been telling niggas, hey, watch us get 10,000 so I can run this nigga a check.
Right.
Like this nigga's running checks.
Right.
I can't do nothing but respect this nigga.
Yeah,
He didn't need Jason Lee at all.
He didn't.
He was helping Jason Lee.
Yeah, low key, he was helping Jason Lee because
he didn't need Jason
more
Lee.
entertaining than Jason Lee, so it wouldn't do nothing but benefit Jason to get somebody like him to play a number two to him to get him to a bigger bag of like a TV show. But that ain't what Armon asked you for. You know what I'm saying?
I just asked for a blue check.
I just asked for a blue
You trying
check.
to get a TV show off me.
Right.
Okay.
And you trying to do the shit on the cool.
On the sneak,
You
and
ain't
then
even
you
trying to tell me that
you telling me they don't fuck with me. But the reason why they even looked at you is because I'm popping. And the shit I'm doing is accurate. Like you cutting me out of shit. Like he cut him out of a bunch of shit that he did personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like so, yeah. I just have to go with what it is, man.
Okay. It kind of sounds like the Kardashians with the Jordan Woods situation. I see what you're saying now. Like they didn't really know who they were messing with, pretty much.
Right.
Okay. Now. Okay.
Right, because at the end of the day, with that situation, black folks gonna stick with black folks at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the Kardashians came after the wrong one.
Yeah, they did.
Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Especially, and she connected with the Smiths. Come on, now.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, out of the whole debacle of the Snow Bunny crisis, the whole debacle of the Snow Bunny crisis and the Kardashians, I always saying they're Armenian, but they always end up in the Snow Bunny crisis. For a nigga to stop fucking with them to go fuck with a nigga, they was definitely gonna be like, oh, bitch, you just ate that.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. I hate to say it like that, but that's just the honest to God truth. It's like, okay, I mean, you're gonna be mad when a nigga get on and leave your ass for a black girl. That's what it is.
Right. So speaking of Kanye, right now, but do you have any final thoughts in regards to Armon versus Jason? I thought it was pretty entertaining, especially because we're kind of in the same realm,
Yeah, that's why I really thought it was dope because I was like, okay, one, it gives me another person to listen to. in this podcast thing. Another is like, I really love that Armon is a full-fledged journalist. Like this nigga, he took the risk, went to LA, was doing this thing, and is able to still maintain what he was maintaining. So I can't do nothing but give him big up respect. I do not like, again, I will say it again, and I'll just close out at this. I do not like for someone to act like they're your friend or they're your mentor and do not help you get a bag. Armani didn't need Jason. But the fact that Jason brought him out there, it's no way that he shouldn't have tripled his numbers by now.
Yeah.
But the only way it's doing that is because Jason tripled his on the fact that he brought that nigga there. Or not brought that nigga there because he went there, but the fact that he brought him on his platform that act like he was his mentor. I don't understand that. Don't do that. Don't be master to me. You know what I'm saying? I shouldn't have to share your crops, my nigga. Like I shouldn't have to do that. I shouldn't have to tend to your flock. I shouldn't have to, you know what I'm saying, do everything that you know what I'm saying that you need to do in order for you to get big, and I go nowhere. We're not doing that no more. How the fuck I'm a slave in the internet? That is fucking stupid.
Right.
So yeah, everything that you're doing on mine, you continue to do. You got a subscriber in me, my nigga.
Yeah. Right. And deposit your check if you want to flex. So
just don't get to popping that bussy. I give you respect. Don't pop that bussy right here.
But yeah, so that's them. Thank you. So yeah, so that's Jason versus Armon. I'm sure it's not gonna be over.
Oh no, this shit is about to be major.
Yeah, yeah. So we'll keep you guys updated if any more develops. But yeah, so moving on. So speaking of Kanye.
Excuse me. We don't want to disrespect him. His name is Ye.
Yes.
So we're speaking on Ye before the con.
Yeah.
See what I did there? Y'all gonna look at that. Y'all probably rewind this and then realize what I said. But yeah, we're talking about Ye before the con.
All right, but you're correct because I have been calling him Ye, but I just wanted to say Kanye because people act like they don't know who you're talking about when you say Ye. But
but it's and I respect him for saying it's disrespectful. It reminds
because he did legally change his
name.
So yeah. But you know, some people are on that whole your mama name you Cassius, I'm gonna call you Cassius.
Yeah, that's some bullshit. And
right.
If you ever did me like that, I'll punch you in the mouth too.
So yeah, so Ye did his third interview with the Drink Champs, and the interview
it's a motherfucking noise. Bam, 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 bam. Shouts out to Drink Champs. I love Drink Champs, y'all.
Yeah, I don't. You know, my thing with Drink Champs is that there's a threshold when they go too far with the drinking.
Oh no! They go too far as soon as it starts.
But you can tell when Nori turns. When Nori turns, that's when it's like, oh God, it's just a bunch of niggas drinking at this point. You know, like yeah, he got his notes.
That's the beauty of the podcast to me. The beauty of the podcast is at any given time, Noriega could be maybe buzzed or super fucked up. Yeah. And I love it because he tries to stay on point. And shouts out to DJ FN. Yeah. Oh my God, this nigga's a saving grace.
It really is.
What nobody even knows, and shouts out to my Cuban people because you know I represent. What people don't know is DJ EFN drinks way more than everybody else on that show. And he is the guiding light through the whole episode.
He really is. He really is. Like, if it wasn't for him, that show will still be going on as we speak.
Listen, this DJ EFN drinks Mama Wana, beer, and shots. These niggas just drink shots.
Yeah. And they smoke.
And they smoke. And they be gone. These niggas will tell you they fucked a nigga in jail.
I'm gonna tell you the GOAT when it came to a guest on that show in regards to the drinking, and I'm not just saying this because it's him, but Crazy Bone. Crazy Bone drank all of his Hennessy. He drank like about 2 bottles of Hennessy, and he was smoking, and he had a show to do that night.
The thing is, he was pre-gaming. So I give him that for pre-gaming. 2, I'm gonna say that the way that man looks, he don't drink like that. He don't drink often, but he knows how to handle his liquor.
He most definitely knows how to.
That's the thing. Like the way that man look, we got to think, man. What Crazy Bone is maybe.
He's 10 years older than me.
I was about to say maybe 49, 50.
Yeah, he's 49. He's exactly 10 years older than me.
That nigga don't drink like that because that nigga looks 32. Like, so he don't drink like that.
He has what's that called? Scoliosis. Yeah.
So he don't drink like that. He just know how to handle his liquor. So he picked that day to go fully in, and you gotta respect him for that.
Yeah, and was still making sense. He still was because there was like some shit that he kind of got in trouble for.
Mm-hmm.
He explained it, and it kind of, like at first I was like, "What the fuck is he saying?" But then when it came full circle, I was like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, shout out to Crazy Bone, of course.
I still laugh about that Crazy Bone Vlad episode when everybody thought he had his booger, and I'm like, nigga, no, that nigga didn't. Like, let's stop doing it. That nigga picked his nose right. He was in the interview, he picked his nose, and then his hands went down, and then he went back to his mouth, and they act like he ate his booger, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, nigga, he just picked his nose.
Oh, wow.
Like, stop acting like niggas is weird out here. And if he did, fuck you for like this is Crazy Bone.
Yeah. So speaking of this is sidebar, but when we was on the ship, there was somebody that legit picked their nose and ate their booger like it wasn't shit. And my friend pointed it out, and I looked at him, and he was going to town, and he was eating and looking dead at us like, "Ian."
Listen, all I'm gonna say is this: what we fail to realize is, being on the spectrum is not something that is not that is abnormal. This shit has been going on for years. There's a lot of people on the spectrum, and one thing about being on the spectrum is you have a thing called pica. Pica can come in many areas. It can come in. You could just pick something off the floor and eat it. It can come off you. Anything you see on a plate, you eat it. It can come to you eating your boogers. It's pica. I understand. It's just autism. It's just very low on the spectrum, but it does happen. I'm gonna just put that little jewel right there so y'all won't be looking at a nigga all weird because a motherfucker eat his boogers or a motherfucker do some shit. That nigga probably worth $1 billion. God damn it, he just has. He's just on the spectrum.
He be fine and just want to eat his boogers.
Yeah, he's on the spectrum.
He ain't got to be on the spectrum to eat his boogers.
Nah, if you eating your boogers, you're on the spectrum.
You think that regular people don't eat their boogers?
I think that you think that it's regular people to eat their boogers when they're grown. I'm telling you now, if you eating your boogers when you're grown, you're on the spectrum. Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, yeah, you were normal at fucking 10. You are not normal at 45. You're on the spectrum. Let's just. And I love you back, y'all.
The fact that we are talking about eating boogers.
We take hard lefts. I told you we take hard lefts.
Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So.
Getting back on Kanye.
Ye did not eat boogers on Drink Champs, just to put that out there. But yeah, so Ye did a 3.5 hour interview, if you will. I guess you can call it an interview. On Drink Champs, where he went over a whole lot of things that he has been controversial about lately. what the biggest takeaway for me is that Kanye's not crazy.
Yeah, he ain't crazy.
Yeah, Ye ain't crazy. Ye knows exactly what he's talking about. He has a point. He just has a way of going about getting his point across. He uses extreme tactics, but with using extreme tactics, people are going to look at the tactic and not look at the message. And the thing about using a tactic is that had you not used the tactic, wouldn't nobody listen to you. And that's the part that sucks about that. He has to be provocative. He has to be controversial, because if he wasn't, he wouldn't be getting all the platforms that he's getting to talk. Mainly what I took away from it is that he is saying what he's saying about the Jewish community out of jealousy, which he did say that in the interview. He did straight up say that, I mean, he's jealous the way that they handle things, because the way that they handle things, that they bring everybody up together. Like if one person eat, they all eat. Mm-hmm. And that's completely opposite in the Black community. The Black community kind of operates off of a crabs in a barrel mentality. And he wished that we didn't. And then on top of that, he was talking about how the Jewish community kind of like are the ones that are over a lot of the things like media and stuff like that and money and whatnot. And he wished that we would have some type of leverage, even though people benefit off of us, we need to have that type of leverage to be over shit as well. And that, I mean, that's pretty much what he's on. What else was he saying? I mean, he said a lot, but I mean, that was my biggest takeaway from it, is that he's not crazy, and that he just wished that our community did better, and that he's jealous of the way that other communities can operate, and we can't operate like that. What was your takeaways? I have no.
Okay, so I'm gonna start off by piggybacking off of what you just said about, you know, how Kanye admitted to being jealous of how Jewish people form together, and how, you know, most of us as Black people, we don't. What I will say is, yeah, I'm gonna just dick ride myself. I told you niggas the last time we talked about this nigga Ye, that this is bigger than rap. I told y'all I believe this nigga is saying this shit because he's gonna run for president again. And y'all can go back into that shit, and y'all know that I'm right. The thing that I get so upset at is like, God damn, why am I so in tune to an evil genius that Ye is? Like, don't ever get it twisted. Ye knew exactly what he was doing when he said everything that he said on Drink Champs. He knew he was gonna get controversy from rest in peace, George Floyd, but his family.
Yeah. And
he knew that everything he was saying was not what's the word? Semitic. He knew what he was saying. But the thing is, this is why I don't understand why people put fuel to Ye's fire. Taking that down totally gives him the leverage to get all these Trump supporter votes and all these dumb nigga votes. You know, because I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all, and you know, I'm not gonna downplay Kanye on anything, but I am gonna tell y'all the truth. Kanye wants those Trump supporters that was rioting, and he also wants you dumb niggas who really don't like yourself. And a lot of things he was talking about from the George Floyd shit is the shit that he heard from the Candace Owens documentary. So that means he didn't even do his own research about it. He just listens to other people.
Yeah.
Now, Kanye done told us, I don't like reading. So he'll let another motherfucker influence him to influence you.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean he's stupid. That just means he knows how to play you. Don't fall victim to this shit, y'all. I done said this before, and I'm gonna say it again. The only way we're gonna kill the narcissist in Ye is if we fucking stop, you know what I'm saying, just going for it in the first place. Like, just totally ignore this shit. Because, like, as anybody, I don't give a fuck what color you is. You know half the shit that nigga say don't make no sense. This nigga turn around and talk Christianity, and then he'll turn around and say Trump's my daddy. Get the fuck out of here with the shit that you're spewing, my nigga. And I love you, Kanye. The music you made is amazing. But the things you're spewing to become a president of the United States of America is vastly farce. And so I'm just not going for that yet. I'm just not. I'm not one of them niggas that's just gonna lay in a bath of because of what Kanye used to be, or what Ye used to be. Like, I let them R. Kelly niggas do that. I'm gonna stick to me and say, nah, we gotta stop just addressing and even talking about Ye. And we gotta let Ye crash and burn. If we see the one thing about this shit that I understand that we're putting fuel in the fire is when you cut the interview off, you made him sound like he was making sense with the anti-Jewish rants he was doing, because we know a lot of the media is ran by Jewish people. So when you cut him off, you're making him seem like he's right. At the same time, we have to be smart enough to know, at the end of the day, yeah, Jewish people ain't saints. Yeah, they done did some shit, but that doesn't mean enough to let somebody that doesn't know what they're doing try to run the forefront of the country. We tried that before with Trump, and you see how that worked. I know a lot of you niggas voted for Trump. Y'all can say y'all didn't, but I know a lot of you niggas that did.
So do you feel like he's doing this specifically to run?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I believe he's doing the same spiel that Trump was doing when it was coming to Trump to the government building the wall. Like, all of a sudden the government hated immigrants. We love immigrants. We pay immigrants all the fucking time. But all of a sudden, when Trump was running for office, we got to build a wall for these Mexicans. The fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Now look at what the Jewish media doing. The fuck out of here. At first, the Jewish media was your best friend, Kanye. Well, excuse me, Ye. I don't want to disrespect you, but that was your best friend at first. But now that they ain't doing what you wanted to do, now it's your enemy. Now you want to say crazy shit like, yeah, they try to treat me like how they treated Ice Cube when he said anti-Semitic shit. Ice Cube didn't say none of that shit. Ice Cube just stood up on what he's supposed to do, and he went to Trump. Trump didn't say what he was supposed to do. He tried to go to Biden. Biden didn't want no interview. So Ice Cube just like, fuck y'all. If we gonna do anything, we gonna do some shit for us.
I was wondering where Ice Cube came from.
That's it.
I
Yeah.
thought he was going off of the shit that, like, back when he first went solo. Because remember,
No, that wasn't what he was doing.
Okay.
What he was saying was, why you hating on me when Ice Cube did the same thing and y'all called him anti-Semitic? And what he was just trying to say is, we need to push something for us. What he did is put two things on top of each other. One is Ice Cube never was anti-Semitic.
Right.
So let's end that shit right there. Another thing was, yes, I tried to go to Biden. Biden didn't want my fucking time. I went to Trump. Trump wasn't talking about what I'm talking about. So check this out, y'all. And unless we fucking take over this government, the only way we're gonna make something happen is if we make these motherfuckers do something for us. Yeah. Kanye talks in riddles, and he gets dumb people to believe that, you know what I'm saying, that believe in the bullshit without trying to do, you know what I'm saying, they due diligence. That's the problem.
I don't think it's necessarily dumb people, because I understood what he was trying to say. Like, you're right, he does talk in riddles, and he's long-winded, and some of the stuff is like, no, but some of the stuff I'm like, okay, I get your point. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was like the beauty in the Drink Champs interview, because he was able to complete his thought.
Do you think so?
I feel so. I feel like he was.
Okay, so
I feel like he was, because I mean, he kind of like, pretty much explained the whole thing with the Jewish people, and it had to take 3.5 hours to get it out of them. You know what I'm saying?
But it took 3 hours. What I'm saying is that he talks in riddles so much, like even in certain situations where they were asking him, that shout out to DJ EFN, when he was being the voice of reason, Kanye jumped and talked all over that shit instead of just telling him a straight answer.
Mm-hmm. And that's the reason why I say, like, there's a threshold that they cross, especially with Nori. There's a threshold that he crosses with the drinking, that it is too far, because had he not crossed that threshold, I feel like he could have articulated what he was trying to say better than he did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because with Nori, it was just he was too drunk to say it just straight up, like he would have said it had he not crossed that threshold.
I feel like that was hard.
Yeah.
I feel like that was hard, y'all. And everybody get around the applause for that. That was hard, y'all. That was hard. Yeah, that nigga didn't say shit. Nothing. Yeah. That nigga didn't say a goddamn thing.
Right. And I feel and again, shouts out to EFN, because he is kind of like that anchor on the show. You know what I mean? Even though he drinks with the best of them, he's that anchor on the show. Because Nori does have that threshold where he goes to. You can see it in his face when he turns. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like if he not crossed that threshold, it would have been a more productive interview. But at the end of the day, I do feel like he did get his point across. You know what I'm saying? And this is what, like, after I watched it, because I watched it the same day they took it down. So, and that was what, Monday? And this is what I put on Facebook. I said, they legit took down Ye's interview. Glad I watched it today. Definitely understanding Ye and where he was coming from, just wish his tactics were different. However, in this world, if the tactics were different, then we wouldn't care to listen. I lost some respect for Nori for apologizing, though, which sucks, because at one point he was one of my favorite rappers. Of course, I got people that was like, it's including you. Yeah. That was like, what do you mean? So
I gotta check on my girl.
Yeah. Right. So I said, he said a whole lot, but the main focus I understood was how he wants the Black community to come up together, similar to the Jewish community. He did acknowledge that him saying white lives matter doesn't mean Black lives don't. And that's the tactic I don't agree with, but the conversation wouldn't be had if he didn't use extreme tactics. So I get it. Don't like or agree with the tactic, but I understand. He stated the disdain for the Jewish committee is out of jealousy, that they were able to bring their people up with them in our community is like crabs in a barrel. So, yeah, but I mean, I had other people commenting on it. And my whole thing, like, I'm not about to go back and forth with nobody that hasn't actually seen the interview. Because somebody did, like, a couple people did try. And I was just like, they didn't see the interview.
Tess, what, have you seen the interview?
I have not. I've seen a little bit of, like the picture of him with the White Lives Matter and whatnot.
Yeah.
But I mean, Black Lives Matter did not mean that like other lives don't matter, and I know that White Lives Matter doesn't mean that like Black lives don't matter or any other color lives don't matter. But I don't know. I'm not super happy about this pasty skin either, to be honest. So like, I'm the wrong person to ask. Like,
Yeah.
No, honestly, you're the right person to ask because putting in that scenario, if y'all don't know, the homegirl here, she's of Caucasian descent. So like, would you rock a White Lives Matter shirt?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
No.
so
White people got enough.
okay, so I'm gonna ask you this because in Kanye's perspective, he was trying to put it in all and to like the whole of what we are as a people. Do you believe?
Then he should have said lives matter.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was about to say, do you believe that posting a White Lives Matter or All Lives Matter would have made more sense?
I think that.
Or excuse me, not All Lives Matter, but Lives Matter.
Yeah, if you genuinely meant for it to be like human race, people matter, it would have said lives matter.
But see, this is the thing about that, because saying Black Lives Matter does not negate no other race, meaning less. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that Black Lives Matter more or anything like that. It's a movement and an organization. What he was going after is an organization, but we all know when you say something like that, you know that you're also going after the movement, even if you're trying to go after the organization. Because those are two different things. In the world that we live in, they're two different things. But the thing about saying Black Lives Matter, it's going after the police because of the way that the police treat Black lives.
Agreed.
So people are trying to combat you saying Black Lives Matter, because saying all lives matter and saying White Lives Matter or whoever matters wasn't a thing until we said Black Lives Matter.
Exactly.
Exactly,
You know
but that's not what she was saying. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna be on Kanye's level, where he feels like all human, the human race, like he was trying to spew that the human race matters, like everybody matters, then it didn't have to go all lives matter. If you would have had a shirt that just said lives matter, not all lives, because when you say all lives, you are a protest to my protest.
Exactly.
But when I just say lives matter, if you said just lives matter,
but that's a protest.
That's not a protest. That's just saying, hey, I agree with all you motherfuckers.
It's like a patronizing way of saying all lives matter.
I feel like
I'd rather do lives matter than all lives or white lives matter. Or blue lives matter, because what the fuck does that even mean?
I really 100% disagree with the blue lives matter.
Yeah, because like what the fuck does that even mean? So firefighters are red, so red lives matter?
Confederate flag.
Crips matter.
Girl.
I feel like when everybody started saying save the turtles, I knew that did not mean like save the turtles, every other animal is just fuck you.
Right.
So like I understood what Black Lives Matter meant.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But like White Lives Matter, that's silly. White people have enough. Like white people have enough.
But my thing is that you don't have to say White Lives Matter. You don't have to say all lives matter. We know that goes without saying. The reason why we're saying Black Lives Matter is because it's showing us the police feel like we don't.
Yes.
So we have to enforce that. That's just like saying my black is beautiful. It doesn't mean that your white isn't. You know what I'm saying?
That is 100% true.
Right. So it's just like we have been, since we've been on American soil, we have been conditioned to be the worst. That's the reason why we have to emphasize that my black is beautiful, that we have black girl magic, we have black boy joy and all that kind of stuff. So, but again, with the police, they're acting like we don't matter. So we have to emphasize that we do matter.
Do you think there are any good police? Like be real.
Yeah, I do.
Like good people who became police officers.
Yes, I do believe it's good people that became police officers.
They're far in between. And the reason why I say far in between is because if you're complacent or if you're silent with what a bad cop does, you're right along with it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's not a lot of them, but it is good police.
Yeah. Now you will get one every blue moon that's gonna like check their
It is
co-worker.
police that actually like understand what it is to protect and serve.
But they also retaliate too against the
They do.
ones that-
They do, and that's the reason. But you know what's right and you know what's wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they act like a gang. They
Yeah.
are a gang. You know what I'm saying? They have their signs. They do their crip walk too. You know what I'm saying? Like they're a fucking gang too. Just like, and then they have that, what is it, the order of protection or they're for like they're Masons or some shit.
Oh,
You know what
code
I'm-
of honors.
Yes. Yes. So they have that too. So and that's the toughest gang out there. You know
That
what I
weird
mean?
ass shit in Los Angeles. Like go against a Los Angeles detective and see how far you make it.
Right,
Like-
right. You could be the dirtiest cop in the world, but your union gonna get, if you get fired from this precinct, they gonna take you to another precinct and get you hired. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest gang out here. You know what I mean? But I just like, yeah, we don't coming back to Ye.
That's a
We don't
left,
like-
ladies and gentlemen, because Jay ain't got shit to do with the police.
Right, but
Yeah, he's probably gonna make a-
But I mean, like, if he were to come out and be like, everybody hold hands, let's hands across America type shit, wouldn't nobody pay him no attention. He had to do something provocative. You know what I'm saying? To get the people going. You know what I'm saying? Like Will Ferrell. So it's like I understand. I don't agree, but I understand. You know what I'm saying? And then when he was able to, sit down and actually have a conversation with the liquor and the weed, nonetheless, I got it. And that's when I was just like, okay, he's not crazy. He actually is on to something. You know what I mean? It just sometimes he has people, that's in his life that I don't agree with either. Because I mean, Candace Owens, I don't necessarily agree with either.
I don't think he's on to it. What is he on to? I don't think he's on to anything.
I
He's
feel
not
like,
helping progress anything.
well, he's causing a lot of chaos right now. So I can get with you on that.
Yeah.
But when he sat down, he really articulated the whole point of, the Jewish community is set up like this, and they're over this. How come we don't have that in our community? You know what I'm saying? Like, I get you. I understand what you're talking about.
give you that.
Yeah, I get it too. At the same time, you're 11 billion strong and growing. So why don't you start?
He kept making the mindset the default of the Jewish. That's where I didn't like, because he
That-
kept saying what Kid Cudi and Chance the Rapper, like he kept saying they have a Jewish mindset. Like, why are the Jews the default to this? That's why I didn't like,
Because they're the ones that's over it right now.
But the thing is,
why is it in his mind the default, like the perfect default?
I was
Like
about to
how
say-
white
I
people
don't-
put
Yeah.
like commercials, cosmetics. Why are white people the epitome, like the default? Why did Kanye put Jewish people as the default? in mind?
He has the mindset of trying, like he wants to have like the acceptance from white people.
Yeah.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
That was that's my whole
Yeah.
thing in a nutshell. Is when he said that, when he's jealous of Jewish people, when he put Kid Cudi and Chance the Rapper as being Jewish minded, is because they don't need the backing or the the battery in the back from a white person to do what they're doing. And he's jealous of that, especially with Kid Cudi. You got to understand, Kid Cudi was under him.
Right.
That was, what I'm saying? That was his underling. And he went for, regardless of Kanye being worth $11 billion, Kid Cudi is doing things how he wants to do it in his own time. And it fucking destroys Kanye in the mind for real.
That was his Armon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mind fuck.
Yeah.
It's a mind fuck to him.
Yeah.
He's like, he can't believe
And
that this guy's doing what he wants to do.
right.
And here I am as the richest black man in America. I still go to these white folks.
Exactly. And Kid Cudi is free. You know what I'm saying? Kanye, even though he got $11 billion, he's not free. You know what I'm saying? Because he's in a partnership with Adidas. He's in a partnership with Gap. He's in a partnership with Balenciaga. You know what I'm saying?
As of now, he's
currently.
not.
Yeah, not currently. But what I'm saying is that he still has to answer to these people.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
so he hate
Kid
that
Cudi don't have
shit.
to answer to nobody.
I didn't think about it.
He hate that shit. I remember
Right.
when it went viral that like he was trying to check Chance the Rapper talking about either you gonna listen to the music or you gonna get the fuck out. And I'm like, oh, now that all makes sense why he was trying to talk to that nigga like that. He was talking to him like that because he was kind of mad that Chance has the ability to be here and know what I'm saying in Dakota and North Dakota where this nigga Kanye Ye is. And then has the ability to get the fuck out of there when he wants to. So you telling me either listen to the music or get the fuck out, that's not killing me at all. I'm gonna just get the fuck out.
Right.
Because I have the ability to do that. Ain't nobody sucking your dick over here, Kanye.
Yeah.
So I know what I'm saying. I knew why he mentioned that shit because I remember that shit went viral. And Chance didn't even give it a second thought about it. He just got the fuck out of there.
Right.
Because you're not gonna talk to me like that.
Right.
Like,
Right. Because it's not making or breaking me to be here.
fuck are you doing? Like, my nigga, like, the fuck, I'm trying to help you. You don't want my help? Cool. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, I saw this tweet that said y'all kept asking or y'all kept saying that Kanye need a black woman in his life, which I didn't think that it was gonna be Candace Owens.
Manifested to Candace.
You're right. They
Yeah.
manifested Candace Owens.
Yeah.
Candace Owens is special. She's very special. Like
She ain't even special. She's the guy in every scary movie that like sits in the corner and whips himself because he hates who he is. Do you need another one? Yes. Yes, I do. Splat. This is Candace Owens. Like, this is the only woman that I know that has the platform that she has. And not just once, not just twice, but all the time shits on her own people.
Yeah.
Now I understand everybody that got killed by cops. I understand ain't all of them good. At the same time, it's the fact that it's so easy for them to kill them.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't you realize that before you start talking about how bad they was as human beings, Candace? And you know what white people don't do? Like, let's keep it 100. Out of serial killers and carjackers and bank robbers, you know what white people don't do? Talk about how bad they criminals was. They put them in the highlight. You see how they doing Jeffrey Dahmer right now? We can scratch that. We can even go further. Billy the Kid was the most famous white nigga in the world. Billy the fucking Kid, a cowboy, was the most famous dude in the world for like 100 years. Think about it. 1900s to now? Fuck out of here. Candace, what the fuck is wrong with you, lady? And I ain't saying it's cool to do that. What I'm saying is, if you're going to build your platform, you ain't got to build your platform on shooting everybody that, know what I'm saying, that had any type of wrongdoing and they passed criminal or otherwise. You don't have to get big by shooting them down because white people sure didn't do it. White people got big by saying, hey, yeah, that was a criminal, but wasn't he so handsome? The fuck out of here. Fuck you, Candace. And that's just how I feel. I know what I mean? I love you as a black woman, but fuck you, Candace.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with the whole George Floyd documentary. But I will go on record and say I haven't watched it. I know somebody that has. Duran has. And he has some opinions about that. So maybe next week he can go on the record.
Maybe.
Opinions.
Maybe.
But, at the end of the day, I don't care what happened in his life. It's not gonna justify a cop putting a knee on his neck until he expired. Like, he could have been the worst human being, but the judge is not supposed to, or the cop is not supposed to be judge, jury, and executioner. So that's where you're gonna lose me. You know,
Exactly. I mean,
like, and the cop didn't know nothing about this man when he did it. What he did know was that he was a black man.
that's it.
You know what I'm saying?
But that's
and
the
he
thing.
does have those preconceived notions about black men.
If
And that's the reason why he handled him the way that he did.
if that cop would have did the same thing to a suburban housewife, you think they would have said she died because she had fentanyl in her fucking system?
Right.
Or she died because she had a fucking grown man's knee on her fucking neck
Right.
for 9 goddamn minutes?
Right. And where's her documentary about what happened to Philando Castile? Where's her documentary about what happened to Elijah Cummings? You pick George Floyd.
Yeah.
You pick George Floyd.
I saw that too. I found that odd too, of why George Floyd.
Right.
Floyd, why-
I understand that he was the catalyst for the whole thing because that did cause a wave similar to Bloody Sunday, which if anybody doesn't know about Bloody Sunday, that's what happened in Selma during the Civil Rights Movement. They aired what happened. And the reason why they aired what happened was that they had to reach the world, white America, with what happened on Bloody Sunday. And because they needed white America to come down there and march with them. You know what I'm saying? And so it was the perfect setup for this video because we've been seeing videos of cops killing people or killing black people. We've been seeing that. But because the pandemic happened, everybody's sitting down on their phone not doing shit. So now this video has went viral, but it went super viral because everybody's at home not doing shit. You know what I'm saying? On their phone. So it went it probably was way worse than what it would have been had we not had the pandemic. So I get it, but again, if you want to make a documentary, make a documentary about Elijah Cummings. Make a documentary, his name is Elijah McClain. Excuse me.
Tamir Rice. I wish you
Right.
like
Right. Make a documentary about what happened with Philando Castile.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But these people that completely were doing zero negative, you know what I'm saying, were abiding by the laws and the rules and everything, they got killed unjustly and the cops walked. You're not making a documentary about that. You want to make a documentary about the George Floyd situation. That's foul to me. And I know why you're doing it. You're doing that to appeal to the people that are on the alt-right.
I mean, it's the thing. It's like,
You're doing that for clicks and views and for money.
not to get off Ye, but it takes a special type of woman to look at herself and hate the people that look like her. And on top of that, it takes another special type of woman that'll look at herself and hate the people she with, but then go and suck a white dick. Like, just imagine looking at yourself like, "Ugh, I can't stand you," and then eating a raw piece of chicken.
A raw piece of chicken?
Would
it be
just imagine this shit.
Would it be like a hot dog?
I don't know. All I'm saying is, just imagine, this is Candace.
Yeah.
This is Candace. I'm with y'all 100%, but I chose to suck a raw piece of chicken because Miss Pat said white dicks look like raw pieces of chicken. I'm sticking with it.
Oh. Like what?
Miss Pat, shout out to Miss Pat. She is a great comedian.
Her show is awesome. But
what I'm saying is, like, we have to look at it in a point where this lady is just fucking flawed. And then back to Ye.
Yeah.
You got Ye listening to a flawed woman and making these rash and shit. He's not looking shit up. He's just listening to this wrong ass woman and then these wrong ass outright people.
Yeah.
And he's just making his assumptions. And the thing about what I wanted to talk to you about is you saying he was making this shit full surface. No, he wasn't. For me, every time he was supposed to give you the right answer, he'll start and then he'll go somewhere else. Like, for example, this nigga said some shit like this. Yeah, so what I would do if I was president, remember Art Arno? If y'all don't know Art Arno, he's like a famous artist like Art Arno. He said, and I quote, like he got totally off of what the fuck niggas was talking about.
And that's the reason why I said that you needed the 3.5 hours.
So that means.
But I
that's
get
what
him.
you mean by that.
Yeah, but I get him because I think like that too. I can think about one thing and 10 different things will come up before I get back to that one thing that I was initially thinking. So I understand I understand how he thinks. Maybe that's a creative mind that your mind just goes like that, but I understand. But again, you need a 3.5 hour interview to flush some things out. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why, like, towards the end, they was like, "Oh, why didn't you just say it?" You know what I'm saying? So I understood.
Only thing that made sense to me in that whole interview is him saying I needed to go on Drink Champs in order to run for the presidency, because he was right. The only way I'm gonna get a lot of black people to understand what I'm saying is if I get at least one black person who they know is 100% nigga to co-sign me, and that's Noriega.
And then Noriega. And then Noriega. So yeah.
That's it. That's all he did. He kept saying it through the whole interview.
Yeah, he kept.
Because all he needed is one. One. I need one influential black person. And he's black like me. So that nigga is black and he got a little bit of that Spaniard in it. So he's black like me. And all he needs is that to co-sign it. And it's a bunch of motherfuckers that gonna ride with it. Because all he gotta say is the y'all fucking with the y'all, hey, y'all.
I will say Nori tried like a little bit. He did. That poor baby tried. He tried.
But see, this is my problem with Noriega. So, like I said in my post or whatever, he used to be one of my favorite rappers, or one of them at one point.
Still one of my favorite rappers. Noriega, you are dope as fuck. And then you started the reggaeton movement. Everybody that ever knows me knows I bump the shit out of reggaeton, and I tell everybody I learned that shit from Noriega.
But I was on it before the reggaeton phase. That's when he was one.
I was too. What I'm saying is,
I mean, yes, you're right. He did, start that, whatever.
Yeah,
but
hold on, lady.
But I'm just saying, like, I stopped kind of listening to him that tough when the reggaeton came in. I was on him.
Look at reggaeton like crazy.
I was on him like the War Report.
Yeah, you have to be.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was on him when he first went solo. Like, that's when I was on him. But I had to lose some respect for him because I don't like how he handled the Ye interviews backlash. Because he went on a whole apology tour, about it. Now, I understand you coming out being like, hey, these are not my views. However, I'm going to give him this platform to say, because like I would give anybody platform to say what he needs to say to get the shit off his chest because of freedom of speech, blase, whatever the case may be. But the way that he was handling it, like he talking about he wish he never did the interview, he can't come back. I just was like, this is some straight bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like how you get a little bit of pressure and you turn your back on this man. You know what I'm saying? While you was like really like this is gonna be like one of the biggest while you're doing the interview. Like I just was like, and it is. Like let's just keep it real. When Ye goes there, it's one of the biggest viewed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Every time.
You're 100% correct.
And especially coming off of the big controversy that he's on right now, of course it's gonna be huge, because like he's doing all these other interviews, and then
I didn't know they didn't serve liquor over there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so he's doing all these other interviews, and then like he did Undisputed. What is it called? the shop Undisputed.
Yeah.
And they're not even gonna air that. And so then he goes to Drink Champs, they air it and then they take it off. Like, y'all succumb to that much pressure. I don't think that pressure was that much to where y'all would have took it off. You know,
Nah,
but then it goes back to what Kanye was saying: the people that are in charge, the powers that be. Because look what happened with Nick Cannon. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody had to explain to me because I listened to it several times and I'm like, I don't hear what y'all hearing. Like, it didn't make sense to me why he had all that backlash when they said what he said was anti-Semitic. You know what I'm saying? But he had all that backlash from what he said. So of course, if somebody's flat out saying this, that, and the third, of course there was going to be somebody, But whether it was his decision or not, he's going on a whole press run, making it seem like it was his decision. So,
well, you know what? I'm not going to push this conversation any further. What I will say is this: I'm in 100% agreements with you. And as far as the anti-Semitic thing, I'm in agreements with Ye, because of the whole stigma of what Jewish and Jew is. That's always been a controversy. You can do your research on your own. I'm not going to go further into it. I understand that there are Black Jews, and I do believe that the majority of us are descendants of Jews, because we're descendants of the Most High, which I ain't gonna put the pressure on that. But Kanye was right when he said he can't be anti-Semitic, because if he's anti-Semitic, then when you say fuck that nigga, fuck that bitch, you're anti-Semitic too. I totally agree with it.
I literally was just thinking at that point. Yeah. But nobody says nothing when you say that.
Nobody says that.
You know
so,
what I'm saying?
But I'm again, we gonna wrap this up. Mm-hmm. And what I will say is, again, like I've told everybody, Kanye's not crazy. He knows exactly what he's doing. Y'all can think it's anti-Semitic, and y'all can think that what Kanye is saying is not right, but he has a lot of truth in the things he's saying. And for you to take his interview off the air is putting fuel to Kanye's fire. So what I'm gonna do is fall back and listen to this. I don't know. I can't call him a coon, but he is a coon, so I call him an anti-coon. Like niggas say, anti-hero. I'm gonna listen to this anti-coon do what he do. That's it. But I'm not gonna feed off into it, and I'm not gonna put no more fuel to his fire.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's that on that. Next up is the top 5 iconic interviews. So, top 5 iconic interviews. You want to go first, or you want me to?
I can go first.
Okay. Oh, and before we do that, Derek said Killer Mike for president.
I would totally get behind that.
All right, so top 5 iconic interviews.
All right, so starting off as number 1, my top 5 would be the Neverland Ranch Oprah and Michael Jackson interview.
Okay.
That would be number 1. My number 2 would be the I forgot the lady's name, but O.J. Simpson, after he got charged not guilty. That's a great interview. I don't know if I've seen that. Oh shit, you gotta see that, because this nigga OJ is a beast. And my number 3 would be R. Kelly and what is it? Torre. Because Define Teenage is just iconic.
Yeah.
And my number 4 would be Trick Daddy, Drink Champs, Eat a Booty Gang.
Yeah.
just can't get no. You can't get no liver than that.
But sidebar, his interviews with the Breakfast Club, it doesn't matter which one, they're all entertaining.
Yes, yeah, he's just an entertaining dude. And then before I mention my final one, I'm gonna do my honorable mention will be Boosie and every Vlad fucking interview I've ever seen Boosie in.
Same one with him with the Breakfast Club.
Michael J. White in every interview I've seen him in Vlad. But my top five, my fifth in this would have to be Drink Champs with Puff Daddy, Fabulous, and Jadakiss.
I haven't seen that one either.
Yeah, Puffy was really drunk.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so my top five: Whitney Houston, Diane Sawyer. Crack is whack.
Crack is whack. That's why I started laughing. It's like, oh, she purely lied.
Soulja Boy, The Breakfast Club. Drake.
Yes.
Jocelyn, when she did Wendy Williams a couple years ago, that shit went off the rails, and that was TV gold.
I don't remember that one.
She's done. Yeah, she did. She did it to promote Jocelyn's Cabaret season 2, and that was during the pandemic, so she was on the TV. And she basically checked Wendy Williams and was just like, you don't bring people up, And Wendy was like, wait, what? Like, to where she was just like, can we unplug this thing? So, like,
fuck this bitch.
Right.
When your dreams are fulfilled, like, get your weird ass out of here.
Right. Another one is Omarosa when she was on Bethany's show. If anybody that knows, Bethany Frankel is a New York housewives, former New York housewives. She's like the most successful out of the whole franchise of housewives. She's as successful as Nene. But yeah, she used to have a show. She has a talk show, and Omarosa checked the entire sleeves off of her on her own show. So I would encourage anybody to go online and watch that. Let's see. Judge Mathis and Wendy Williams.
I do remember her.
Yeah, like he checked her, cussed her out, everything. That was Radio Wendy. Was that 5?
Yeah, I think so.
I think that was 5. Yeah. So my honorable mention is Soulja Boy on DJ Vlad when he was explaining that home invasion.
I was like, bah, bah, bah.
Yeah. So and then also R. Kelly and Gayle King. You killing me with this. I don't even know how to all time people. Robert.
She was so calm. Robert.
Yeah. Right. And I'm glad she went on record saying like I was not scared or anything like that, because people try to put that on her, but she was just like I was.
You could tell she wasn't scared.
Not going, but you know how folks try to do that, But yeah, she was just like I was not scared. He was not gonna hurt me out. He wasn't hurting me, not one bit. So, but yeah, those are my top 5. So, now. Let's move on to the fucked up song of the podcast.
Did we get everything?
Yeah, we did everything.
No, we didn't.
What didn't we do?
We missed low vibrational ass coach.
No, remember we said we was gonna say that.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all, because I was about to go in on this effort.
Yeah, remember we said we was gonna say that. So, The fucked up song.
Hold on, because we got people that just walk back in.
Okay.
So, before we go anywhere, y'all seen interviews, right?
In general, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
What are your top 5 interviews?
Oh.
Yeah, we putting y'all on blast right now.
Let me think about it because I know it's not going to be anything recent.
Yeah.
It don't have to be recent. It just got to be your top 5.
Well, just give us one.
Ooh.
I gotta really think about this.
Yeah, like you.
Well, I would say one that's like kind of like affected me recently is I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but Shia Buff did a interview with dude, Shane from The Walking Dead. I don't know his real name, but he did an interview with him, and Shia was just going in on just the depth of his like being abusive and just like his narcissism and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he pretty
so,
much
like,
admitted to everything.
I seen a clip of that and
Yeah.
he broke down crying and shit.
Yeah, it's just I liked it because it helped me put perspective. Not that I said agree anything what he's saying, but gave me a mindset of like perspective of what a narcissist, especially a white man, what money, like what his psyche can like really go through and go to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Shia LaBeouf been rich since he was like 11.
Yeah.
Because I used to watch Even Stevens. So.
Everybody did. We fucked with Even Stevens.
Right. What about you?
Any of the very few Eileen Wuornos interviews. They really did that woman dirty.
The what?
Oh yeah.
Eileen Wuornos, she was the prostitute, and she murdered these men who raped her.
I
And this
remember
was
that.
her
Yes.
And they put her to death.
And she had like the not little girl, but like wasn't she like a young adult? And she had like her.
She started off like as a child
Yeah.
prostitute and like was abused and like on every single level
Yeah.
at 100%. And then as an adult, she was like, fuck this, like I'm not about to be raped again. And so she kills men who
Yeah,
tried
they
to
did
rape
do
her,
it.
as she should have, because dead men don't rape.
I don't know if I'm supposed to be laughing at that, but that makes so much sense.
That's why she's notorious. I feel like 'cause she
And
had
they
that
put her
energy.
to death. They put her to death.
She was like, "Fuck that shit! I did it."
They did that woman
That's-
so wrong.
I don't understand why I found that so comical, but it's the truth. Like, dead men don't rape.
They don't. They don't rape. That is a fact.
Damn.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Is that the lady that Charlize Theron?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I knew that sounded familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Monster is about her.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did.
And that was a good movie.
Yeah. She was really painted to be like absolutely crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
but no. I remember seeing like stuff from her like when I was a kid. I'd be like, oh my god, she's crazy. Like, wow. And then I got older. I was like, you know what? Like, I actually really think like her. And so either I'm also crazy or like she really had a point and they fucked that woman over.
Or you just really not gonna keep on getting raped by truckers? Like, no.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I remember that shit. That shit was that shit was
Right.
weird.
Yeah. Right.
Being a sex worker in general is like just not easy to do. But like,
Trust me, I remember when. No, I'm just lying. I've never been a sex worker. Don't look at me like that, Lindsay. Like, goddamn, you was like, what you about to say now? I'm like, no,
Like, where are we going with this?
that was a joke. Continue, Tess. I am so sorry.
I mean, like, it's just not a great environment to begin with. Like, nobody's really in it being like, yes, like, this is what I thought I wanted to do when I was younger, and now I'm doing it. And like, just to imagine like the worst of the worst on top of already being in a shitty situation.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I'd kill a motherfucker too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Probably for a lot less, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
No
yeah.
disagreement whatsoever.
Right.
That was definitely worth waiting for it, people.
Yeah.
Before we got you the fucked up song of the week.
Right. So, but yeah, I think that was a good top 5.
That was. I think my top 5 was amazing. Just because my top 5 had the Neverland Ranch in it, bitch. Like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, it did. Everybody wanted to go to the Neverland Ranch. Fuck out of here. If you didn't want to go to the Neverland Ranch, you was a whole ass nigga.
I think.
It's a great interview.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
We got to see this nigga dancing. I mean, not dancing, but like,
and
you know, feeding
questions.
fucking giraffes and elephants and shit.
And evade questions.
Why would I? Yeah, because it's gonna come out that I didn't touch them babies.
Right.
I did feed them wine though. Like fuck it, man, they drink wine. Yeah, we.
So, fucked up song of the podcast.
Neverland Ranch.
Yeah.
Great place to visit. Don't want to live there. But I do. I wish I did. If I had enough money, I'd buy it.
Fucked up song of the podcast. It is coming to you by Post Malone. It is I Fall Apart.
Ooh.
So you can go ahead and read that.
Why you want me to read it?
Because you sound awesome when you read. There you go.
I sound like a fifth grader who is just now learning his vocabulary. Get the fuck out of here.
You need the practice then. There you go.
Sure, disrespectful. All right. Intro. Ooh, I fall apart. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. First one. She told me that I'm not enough. Yeah. And she left me with a broken heart. Yeah. She fooled me twice and it's all my fault. Yeah. She cut too deep, now she left me scarred. Yeah.
Yes, after all.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bear with me, people, I'm doing it. Now, I'm sorry. Now there's so many thoughts going through my brain. Yeah. And now I'm taking these shots like it's Novocaine. Yeah. Chorus. Ooh, I fall apart down to my core. Ooh, I fall apart down to my core. Ooh, didn't know it before. Surprised when she caught me off guard. All this damn jewelry that I bought, and you was my shorty I thought. No yet. Verse 2.
Oh.
You asked for this.
I did.
Never count a feeling this hard. Harder than the liquor I pour. Tell me you don't want me no more. But I can't let you go. Everybody told me so. Feeling like I sold my soul. Devil in the form of a whore. Devil in the form of a whore. You said it, no, you said it, no, you said it. We were better, oh, ooh. I fall apart. I fall apart. Down to my core. I fall apart. Down to my core. Ooh. Didn't know it before. Surprised when you caught me off guard. All this damn jewelry I bought. You was my shorty I thought. No, I'm not looking for reassurance. I'm trying to look her dead in the face. Because she wanted me to sing this.
Every time you say, ooh, you sound like Young and May.
Ooh.
You kind of look like it too.
I mean, hey, shout out to Young and May. I fucks with Young and May.
True.
Ooh. Bridge.
There's some more.
Oh, it's a bridge.
Yeah. That is-
Ice keep pouring and the drink keep flowing, trying to brush it off, but it keep on going. Covered in the scars that I can't keep showing, whipping in the foreign and the tears keep rolling. Ice keep dripping and the drink keep flowing, trying to brush it all off, but it keeps on going. All these scars can't help from showing, whipping in the foreign and these tears keep blowing. Yeah! Ooh! I fall apart down to my core. Ooh, I fall apart and down to my last cause. Ooh, didn't know it before. Surprised when you caught me off guard. All this damn jewelry I bought, and you was my shorty I thought.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh,
I do a good job.
ooh.
You definitely like put in your inner like rock emo voice.
Oh, I told you I have a ghetto. Listen, for y'all that don't know, y'all, I am like totally ghetto emo. I swear to God, I will go there if I need to.
There it is.
You did.
Yeah.
Definitely channel My Chemical Romance.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
When I was
It was there.
a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band.
Listen, it's a thing.
I relate.
Yeah.
Totally.
Love it or hate it, you should have seen me at the gala. That's what I was going for at the gala. Oh my motherfucking God.
You did, yeah.
And I pulled it off with my Vans.
Red tea underneath.
You see,
Yep.
you peeped that?
I did. I was looking at the outfits, of course.
I swear, you white, but you my nigga. Cause that's what I was. I swear, I was like, nah. I swear, I told Jasmine that night. I said, I'm going for my ghetto emo look, and she wouldn't let me take my shirt out because I wanted to take my shirt out so it can be the vest and the long and the long shirt underneath. And she was like, "Don't do it." And I wanted to do it.
You
She
so
had the right idea, not
You
the
look
long
unkept.
shirt underneath.
You look unkept.
That would have made, if you would have had the long shirt untucked, you know how short that would have made your legs look?
I'm short. I'm 5'7".
Yeah, I know.
That's
So
a
don't
long
untuck your shirt.
If
It's
the
like,
shirt
give me
was
all
a
the
long shirt, it was a long shirt.
get elongation you can get.
Yeah. All the more reason why you don't untuck it.
See, the
You
ladies
would
get it.
have.
I'm only long where it counts, people. Nah, that's a lie. I'm sad.
You would have looked like the lollipop girl.
See, y'all with me. Thank
I wanted to be like when I was a young boy.
No.
Nah.
All right, so I Fall Apart by Post Malone.
We
What
totally
did
went off.
Yeah.
We totally went on the left.
We went to clothes. That is hilarious. What are your thoughts?
Whew. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah, that is a fucked up song, and I think I've said this before in many of our podcasts. You know, sometimes you become a simpleton when it comes to a bitch. I promise to God, I never was a sucker when it came to a whore, but he was.
He was a huge one. He fell.
Yeah, he feel hard for a whore. And like I've never did that, but I still understand your plight. Cause I know niggas to this day that I fuck with that used to be married to the bitch to a bitch that we all ran a train on, and they was the last nigga to fuck this bitch. Like real shit. I know this to this day. I'm talking about hands to the Bible. I know 3 niggas that got married to a bitch that we ran a train on. And they was the last ones. And after they fucked, that was their girlfriend all of a sudden. We like, nigga, she just fucked the camp.
I feel like Tess is a testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, point of view from the other side of that, you're saying like we ran a train on her. You mean y'all were that easy for her to go and run through you guys just like that?
Exactly. She was. Because we were 17 and we didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
More power to her.
More power to her. And then the last one.
Easy.
Yeah, and she was just like a fucking tarantula.
Maybe y'all were the whores.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a super whore. What I'm saying is, she is like a tarantula. She picked that last fly and was like, I'm gonna eat off you forever. And he fell for the bullshit.
Oh, so it's her fault.
I ain't saying it's her fault.
Ooh.
What I'm saying is, that nigga was like,
She could have been.
soon as I get in this shit, that shit
Was
mine.
he stupid before he got with her?
Yeah, he was.
All right.
Why
well,
did he have
then
to
fine.
be stupid though? I mean, she could have had a brilliant personality. That could have been her only train.
Does he complain about her being a whore?
I don't know why that was
Okay,
funny.
I guess that's important. Does he complain about her being a whore?
I know at least in one
Because if he's cool with it, then
in one of those relationships, when he get drunk, he be bringing that shit up all the time, and I'll be like, you can't really bring that up because you the one that told his wife this bitch.
Yeah, and like he knew who she was
Mhm.
before he got with her.
Yep.
So yeah, he was then stupid. Like if he complains about it, like you're stupid.
Yeah, exactly. I just feel like
Not
any
big
nigga
with her, but if he
who
complains-
decides
Yeah, exactly.
if you're a part of a train, and this is just my opinion. I'm not saying this is for everybody, y'all, but I'm saying in my opinion, if you were the dude that runs a train with the rest of your homeboys and you decide to make that chick your steady, your girl, the one that you're rocking with, then you deserve all the controversy that comes with it.
Meanwhile, my virgin ass can't get a text back.
Meanwhile, your virgin ass is a lie.
I'm just saying.
You ain't been a virgin since the summer of motherfucking 97. Fuck out of here. Soon as Macaulay Culkin died from them bee stings, you was getting that pussy busted open.
Man.
No, I was not.
I'm joking, y'all. But I was just,
Listen, you never put that on my name.
you know, when my girl was being made, my girl was being found. Fuck out of here.
Anyway, I fall apart.
I fall apart.
I'm falling apart.
Yeah! Ooh! I fall apart!
You know, he cried that whole song.
He was hurt.
He was butthurt.
He was hurt.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you've seen any of the music or the videos that Post Malone made before he got famous, he was just a regular old, and I ain't even gonna say regular. He was like he was a different type of dude, so I can see that happening to him.
Oh yeah.
But how much do you think he practiced crying and stuff for the publicity? You think he maybe did that? He's like, yeah, like it hurt a little bit, but if I can get real good at crying on stage, people are gonna love this shit. They're gonna eat it up.
I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even
I
gonna
think it's
lie.
partially fake. I think that his emotions are real, but the actions are fake.
I'm gonna tell you the honest to God truth.
Maybe
As
now. But
a
probably
person-
like in the beginning, probably not. He probably was really going through it. Because I mean, we gotta remember when he first came out, he was what, 20 years old?
Mhm.
He was real green back then.
I will say this, as a person who used to rap and also used to write poetry, it's so easy to, when you're talking about something real, it doesn't have, it's nothing fake about it. When you're talking about something real to you, it's so easy for you to cry. It's been plenty of songs I've rapped on where I've cried because I felt it so much. So I can't say that like he rehearsed it. I just feel like every time he said it out loud, it just made him cry, because I had a song called Pictures that I wrote about my sister. And every time I perform that song, I always cry.
Yeah, because you're going back to that place, and you could be so many years removed.
How many times did you cry?
I don't know, because I've only seen him performing maybe twice.
Okay, that's more believable.
Yeah, and then on top of that, it's such a big fan favorite that he doesn't even have to sing it no more.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you watch a performance, the crowd is singing it for him. So yeah, it's a huge fan favorite. So, but you know, like people nowadays, they into that woe is me dark music. That's the reason why The Weeknd and Jhené Aiko, they're so huge, because that's their subgenre.
I would say
music.
black people are just now getting to that, because I would, like you were saying, like goth emo stuff, like that gets dark, and so we've been into that music, been out like that. Do you think it's just now transferring over to the black community more so?
Right.
So
I'm glad that you said that, because now we're speaking on that, I can put this nationally, because I know me and you done had this conversation, but I'm gonna say this to my people in the world. What y'all are lacking, if you are one of those kids that think that you were a Juice WRLD fan or XXXTentacion fan, you know, as a performer or entertainer or a rapper, you know what y'all not doing? Y'all not taking the basics of emo and putting, you know what I'm saying, and what they, you know what I'm saying, the vibe that they put, and making a song. I used to tell Jasmine all the time, like, you know what would be dope is if a nigga took a Snow Patrol song and blended it in with, you know what I'm saying, with a Juice WRLD song and made a record. I'm gonna just give y'all that game. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all act like y'all want to be. I'm gonna tell y'all where y'all need to be.
All right.
I think it. I'm a definitely be a fan.
I have another question. I don't understand why this song is problematic. Am I the toxic one here?
I don't think the song is necessarily problematic. I think it is in the category of fucked up because of what happened, what transpired. He's fucked up.
Oh, explain.
Yeah, like the whole situation. Like he fell super hard for this girl, and this girl played him. He's fucked up behind it. Hence why it's a fucked up song.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was thinking the lyrics you got to talk about like that, but it's the emotion or like inspiration from it.
Yeah, like when I pick a fucked up song, it doesn't necessarily mean like, damn, what he said was fucked up. It can be an emotion, you know, or a situation.
So nice one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of like how we did Genuine, There It Is, how he didn't
Yeah.
necessarily get why it would be fucked. Well, it's a fucked up toxic ass situation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, for me, I feel like that's 100% right for a man to be thinking, bitch, I paid the house note, the car note, all this. Why you ain't sucking my dick from the back and shutting the fuck up? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You see? I'm just saying.
But yeah.
I paid the house note, car note, and all you do is complain? The fuck out of here. Yeah, that's a fucked up song.
Yeah, it's a fucked up because of the situation.
Why do I have to go through this?
Yeah.
It's a chick down the street that be like, fuck it. I put my shoelaces in. I'm suck your dick in the morning. Like, fuck.
And then our most favorite fucked up song is that Trey Songz song, Me For You, Infidelity 2.
No, it's the Trump.
And
Me For You is my best song ever.
Yeah. But
period.
But what he's saying in the shit is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So
but that's how I love.
A lot of things. Yeah. That's how
honest to God, that's how I love.
How you love what?
Me For You.
You have to listen to Me For You. You have to listen to Infidelity 2.
It's
Me For You.
Infidelity 2 by Trey Songz.
Oh.
Okay, I thought you were just. I didn't realize it was
You know
a song
what?
at first, and I was
Oh,
like,
it's a song.
Okay.
It's a song. Now, disclaimer.
So I thought thought you were talking about the situation still.
Oh no, I was about to say disclaimer.
No, but when I brought it up, I said
This is a fucked up song that is our favorite.
Yes,
That we have been, I've been through. I've lived this life. I love every bit of this song.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with my real life right now. I have a crazy ass girlfriend, so please don't ever think that I'm stupid. Let's just make this 100.
Yeah, but in that song, Trey is just extremely toxic, and he's out here doing the dirt or whatever. But he be damned if you gonna leave him.
You deserve so much better.
Yeah,
and I know
and
you do. But I'm never gonna let you, because you know my love.
He's always been toxic, and
you can never find another man.
You can make a whole playlist of Trey Songz toxic songs.
Because I ain't never gonna understand if it ain't me for you.
What is that song?
What song?
It was one other toxic song that he had me just stuck on. I had it on repeat. It was like a cheating song. It was like the way you put it down. It was the
last time.
Oh yeah. This is the last time.
Yeah, we did that song before.
We did that.
Sure, you guys did
Right now.
Girl, let's just make love.
That is my
Listen, everybody loves Trey Songz.
Yeah.
He got like I still got
songs
songs on the list of songs from him. I still got songs that we ain't even touched.
Yeah,
we ain't
been
even talked
the
about.
whole time.
He's been because that was on his second album. And he
And
had
he's
a song
still
on his
toxic.
first album called Cheat on You.
Yes.
So yeah. Trey has been toxic. He on that light skin toxic.
I ain't even gonna lie. I think I think almost every song that Trey Songz make is toxic as fuck.
Yeah.
Like
it can be. It can be.
Yeah.
Because even we can't be friends was toxic.
I was just about to say, and the video made it worse. So the video was like artistically toxic. Like the video was extremely artistically toxic.
And I know he thinks about me too. Hey. And it ain't no way in hell I can just be through with you.
Yeah.
And I wish I never did it.
I'm gonna go listen.
Woo! Yeah. And I wish we never done it. And I wish I never. And now it ain't no way we can be friends. All I gotta say is la 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 la. Ain't no telling where we could have been.
Yeah.
Hey, that was my shit.
What's so bad is that was on Passion, Pain, and Pleasure. When my nephew was 2 was when that album came out, and I used to get him every day from the daycare. I played the shit out of that album to where that's where he basically learned how to talk.
I can believe it. I can believe it.
And he used to be like, Auntie, na 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 na. I'd be like, so you want to hear na 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 na? Yep. Like it was bad.
No.
It was bad. Yeah.
I'm gonna listen to him later though.
So, and he's 14 now, outside.
Yeah, I was about to say outside doing this thing. Shout out to nephew.
Right. But yeah.
He's 2 years old and like, hey.
And then I used to play
That was
Neighbors
bop.
Know My Name real bad with him. Yeah, I'm that auntie. So he used to, at the end, he'd be like, "Oh, oh." He used to do that. He used
What?
to do it just right
That
over
is-
me.
that-
He'd be like, "Oh, oh." And then he'd be like,
The fact that I know that's exactly how it sounds is so funny to me.
Yes. I'm telling you, I got him on tape doing it. Oh, oh. And I have him on tape with a bag of chips and he just ended chips. Name. Oh,
That's fly as fuck. You should keep that because you gotta embarrass him when he's 30.
Oh yeah, I'm playing it at his wedding. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that was the fucked up song of the podcast.
Yes, it
Post
was.
Malone, I Fall Apart. Do you have any? I don't have any final thoughts. So, what's Jerry's final thoughts? Shout out to the audience for coming. Yay!
Yeah, shout out to the little, you know what I'm saying? We little job run we did. Shout out to Tess. Shout out to my baby Jazz. I don't really have a long drawn Jerry's final thought, but I will say this: with everything that we've listened to, with the Jason Lee thing, with the Kanye thing, you know, we really got to watch out for people who are actually there for us and who are gonna be around for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. We should never be in any situation where we're caught up in something that we say or something that we do jeopardizes not only our bag, but our the content of our character, like Martin Luther King would say. And I also say this: my grandma taught me, if you can't stand up for yourself, you can't stand up for nobody. So I guess my final thoughts is to be brave, to understand what we got to go through, and understand that all of us go through the same thing. We just all choose different paths. And as always, take care of yourself and others.
All right. So that is episode 62 of the Ish That We Talk. Well, let's say that right. The Ish We Talk is the name. We keep wanting to say that we talk, right?
Yeah.
So that is episode 62 of the Ish We Talk, and we will see you guys next week for episode 60.
Exactly. We going live, bitch.
Right. Bye.